From Continental Airlines Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey, it's New York Rangers hockey on MSG Network. The Rangers and the Devils tonight, the first of 8 meetings. Get used to it. And this man, Max Kondrachev, putting on the blue shirt for the first time. The Road Whites will be on ice. New faces and new places for the New York Rangers. Hi, everybody. Mike Crispino, John Davidson. Rangers come in here off a loss at home against Montreal. Devils lost at Philly last night, John. Both teams will be hungry in this one.
The Rangers lost at home was in overtime, of course, and the Rangers have decided as a staff to make a couple of changes. So they're not satisfied with things. They do have some depth in their lineup, so they're going to go with it. And also, you like to get players in the lineup early in the season so they don't have to sit too long. The Devils had 2 power play goals last night, but gave up 5 goals at even strength and lost 5-2, so you know they'll be hungry.
Well, the Rangers will have a couple of players in street clothes, not in uniform tonight. Tom Poti, the defenseman, Jamie Lundmark, both sitting out. We're in the penalty box against Montreal. Will not play tonight by the coaches and the coaching staff decision.
Yeah, I think they were just 2 of many players who have been in the penalty box for the Rangers, but the feeling is, in listening to the coaching staff, is they want their players to play with bite, to play with energy, to play with passion, to bump and grind, do whatever you have to do. And I think they'll be interested to see how the 2 guys, how they come back and play the next time they get the chance, how they respond. However, you look at other people who get a chance, and they'll put 2 young players in the lineup tonight, Mike, and then they'll have a look at them and see how they do.
Well, we talked to Tom Ruddy a few moments ago and asked him about the decision to sit Tom Poti and Jamie Lundmark down. Here's what he had to say.
Jamie and Tommy, we felt that we needed a little bit more bite in our lineup. We wanted to make sure that we could play with a firmer lineup, and I think at the same time address some issues with our entire team with respect to making sure that we're on the ice playing the way we have to, and that's dogged hockey, not turning away from checks, making sure that we finish people off and work hard both ways.
And so the door of opportunity opens up for Max Kondrachev and Peter Pruka, 2 guys who are young in their early 20s, and they'll be playing for the Rangers tonight.
Well, Kondrachev, his first game as a Ranger in a regular season game, has played in Toronto. He's a player that was involved in the draft, in the trade with Brian Leetch. And he's a defenseman that has a great shot. He has good vision, can make real good passing plays. So again, they're going to take a look at him tonight, see how he does. And they also put Pruka in, who's got a reputation as a kid with a great shot. We saw him beat Marty Brodeur in an exhibition game with just a great wrist shot. He's not real big, but he's got the intestinal fortitude to get around the ice and get into those areas that you have to go to score goals. He's got international experience with the Czech national team. So the Rangers are putting these 2 players in, hoping that they'll do well on the road here in New Jersey. It'll be a good test for them.
A great environment, no doubt. As for the Devils, no Scott Stevens, no Scott Niedermayer, and of course Jeff Region gone, but they've got a couple other guys playing some great offense, and Brian Giunta and Alexander Mogilny.
Well, you look at Brian Giunta and you go, gosh, how can this person play in the NHL? Well, he was a terrific player before the rules have been changed some. He's not very tall is what I'm getting at, but now with the relaxed rules, man, he just goes. He just goes to the net. He's a terrific, gutsy guy. Patterned his game after Theo Fleury when he was younger growing up. This kid can play, and he's got great offense. Now, they had to add some offense. That guy that just took the slap shot there last night, Alexander Mogilny, last with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but he became a free agent. They re-signed him here in New Jersey, and the key there is he plays really well with Scott Gomez as centerman, and that goes back to when Alexander Mogilny used to be a Devil. So watch these 2 players. This team has great transition game. They go from defense to offense in a hurry, and those are 2 guys that can finish.
And that's the man they'll have to face them in the nets. He makes his Ranger debut as well. Henrik Lundqvist putting the mask on. He's got the Road White on. And the Rangers and Devils back to drop the puck in a moment on MSG.
Hi everybody, Gary Apple back in our MSG studios. They'll drop the puck at the Meadowlands momentarily, but first, no baseball at the stadium on this Saturday. The Yanks and Angels washed out in Game 4 of their American League Divisional Series. Weather permitting, the Yanks will try and keep their season alive. Tomorrow night at the stadium, beginning at 8:15, Chacon against Washburn. If Game 5's a necessity, they'll play it Monday in Anaheim. Rangers, Devils, straight ahead. Mike Crispino and JD with the call. Enjoy it.
Back at Continental Airlines Arena, Mike Crispino, John Davidson, Rangers and Devils, and Henrik Lundqvist. We get a chance to see him in net. His NHL debut. One of the great goaltenders in Sweden over the past few years. And Martin Brodeur has been a perennial all-star. 67th straight start against the Rangers. He's got 6 career shutouts against him, unbeaten streak of 16 games against the Rangers.
You got the best goaltender in Sweden in Lundqvist, the best goaltender in the National Hockey League in Brodeur.
Right, we should have some great goaltending here tonight, and a great crowd on hand, and a quick shot taken on a backhand by Langenbrunner as the Devils try to press the action early against Lundqvist. We'll find out how he handles the pressure of being on the road in the NHL along with Peter Pruka. He gets a start in his first NHL game here tonight. Along the boards they dig, and the Rangers come up with it. Here's Ruchinski, cross ice to Jagr. Jagr into the offensive zone, pulls up, finds Nylander, who turns, leaves. Rozabal the shot in on Brodeur. He kicks it aside, and Ruchinski picks up the rebound. Spinning along the corner, leaves for Jagr. Now gets it back, and a shot deflected, knocked down by Madden in the defense. And here come the Devils back the other way. Madden with a big blast up against the glass.
Great pace for the first shift of the game, and Madden's checking line against Nylander, the #1 offensive line for the Rangers. #1 because Jagr's on it.
Rozabal gets tied up in the center ice area. Puck picked up by Straka, fed back, and now ahead to Hossa. Marcel tried to get one off, but he got a piece of it. It ends up behind the Devil net. Now Brian Gionta on the give up the right wing for Parise. Cross ice and
nice.
Deflected up into the stands.
Nice attempt by Parise to move the puck across, but what a back check job by Marcel Hossa of the Rangers to deflect the pass into the stands. So Parise, the rookie, his first shift against the New York Rangers, and it was against Steve Ruchin, who's a veteran centerman. What a thrill it has to be for him. This young man grew up in Minneapolis, skated at an old rink there called the Met Center. It's now been torn down. He skated there as a kid, did Parise, simply because his dad played for the old Minnesota North Stars before they moved to Dallas.
Was that in Minnesota or St. Paul?
North Minnesota.
Minneapolis.
The team now is in St. Paul, but in those days it was Minneapolis.
Allward try to dig it out from behind the net. Strudwick flips it around. Jason Ward now giving chase in a foot race. Jason Ward with Richard Matvichuk. And he's able to get there first, but the Devils come up with a puck.
This may be the Devils' #1 offensive line.
Here's Hallwig trying to set up Ward. Ward back to Hallwig. Doesn't connect, and the Devils back the other way. Great flow early on, just 2 minutes in. And that is an offside as Mogilny was across the line.
Yeah, Gomez and Mogilny on the line, and the young Rangers line against him. Hallwig in the lineup. He wasn't supposed to be originally. It was going to be Billy Niemanen. Niemanen, though, going to be out one more game because of his problems with a pulled groin, and Hallwig there with a good aggressive shift. He's been called a couple of times for penalties early in the season here that are marginal. They've been hard hits, but marginal calls, and he has to continue to take the body. It's his job.
We've been hearing already in the opening week of the season about the penalty calls. Officials doing the right things.
Yes,
Players have got to adapt. Rangers have been called for 21, most in the NHL. And that quick shot had to be stopped by Brodeur as it came from Ortmeyer's stick. A deflection wide off a shot from Kasparaitis. So the Rangers pressing the offense a little bit. Here's Marshall and a hip check down. He goes. That was Kasparaitis. Took Grant Marshall down.
Wow. No penalty. I like that. And you know what? All 4 lines have been on the ice now for both teams. So every player has been on the ice except for the spare goaltenders.
Kasparaitis pass picked up by Ortmeyer. Flipped into the Devils' own Paul Martin down there for it. Turned back the other way by the Devils. Marshall intercepted by Rozabal. Did a nice job of anticipating there, and they keep the Devils in their own zone. McGillis working there against Nylander. And Brodeur's got to pin it against the side of the goal.
So again, it's Madden's line on the ice to go against Nylander. Pruka's first shift. He goes to the net, has a collision there with Martin. That's what I meant about Pruka when we were talking about him before the game in the open. He will go to those areas, and there's Kasparaitis catching Marshall. Marshall looked around. I'm glad he's okay. You always worry about knees in those situations, but he's fine. And we've had a good start to this game, and the referee's letting him play.
Here's Jagr with it along the boards, and the Rangers unable to keep it in. Dribbles down in front of the net. Moved out of there by Vladimir Malakoff, the former Ranger. Back with the Devils, I believe, for the second time.
Yeah, and with I thought he had retired, actually.
I think he did retire.
Gave him a call, and here he is. But he and White are playing against the Nylander line.
And the centering pass to Ruchinski. Malakoff did a good job of riding him off the play. Back in the corner, Jagr. Colin White pins him against the boards and comes up with the puck. Down there harassing Colin White was Nylander, but the Devils come up with it. mentioned, John, last night in Philadelphia, 5 even strength goals against the Devils. That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, it really is.
33 shots on goal by the Flyers. Here's Ruchin trying to move through.
White with a good bump on Hossa. There's some good body right. White with another hit. That was on Straka.
Kept in by Kondrachev. Flips in the corner to Ruchin. Tried to center. Colin White there pins him against the boards. Ruchin keeps it alive at his skate, but it's flipped out by Kozlov.
3 good body checks there by White. He used his feet. He made sure he skated to the body. Didn't reach. 3 good hits in his defensive zone. That was a long shift for him. Remember, he started against the Nylander line, so that's a long shift for him. I'm sorry, I was just going to say Marcel Hossa there took the shot and then got closed off. That's White with one of his 3 hits during that shift. Now here's White moving across again, and that one was on Straka, nailed him. So these 2 referees here, and watching them work, we're seeing some pretty good passion out there. Good hitting early, almost 5 minutes in, and no power plays yet. And that also tells you the players are learning too.
Yeah, they are. They're learning quickly. Don Van Massenhoven, the veteran. John Cowell, the other. The Rangers and Devils just underway. 4.5 minutes in, and John, good to be in this building. You haven't been here that often over the years.
It's good. It's always good to be here. The Rangers have had the only shot on goal here in the first 4.5 minutes. You look at Parise again.
Budweiser salutes America's designated drivers. Responsibility matters. It's the Devils and Rangers. Devils coming in at 1-1. Beat the Penguins on opening night here, and then lost to Philadelphia last night. Rangers with a win in Philly, and then the overtime loss to Montreal at the Garden. What a great night that was, an opener for the Rangers. 500 plus days of being without hockey in that building.
561, I think.
But who's counting?
Well, a lot of us were.
All of us were.
Hallwig with another good body check. As he gets it. Your first forechecker's got to make sure he takes the body.
It's Jason Ward working behind. He gets it. Oh, Brodeur made a stop. A shot. Oh, Jason Ward got robbed.
Brodeur got his goal stick flat across the goal line, and the puck hit it. Unbelievable.
Ward. That's Pruka working down in the behind the goal net, working hard as the Rangers keep the puck down in the Devils zone. Man, that was nearly a 1-0 lead for the Rangers. The Devils clear it out. Chip it ahead. Mogilny can't get to it. Back the other way they come. Pruka along the boards, and he's offside. So
Rangers with good energy here early. Real good. A lot of forecheck. As the players get together here a little bit, that's McGillis with the guys. Now here's Brodeur. Look at his goal stick. Oh, that may have been in.
I think that was in.
That puck was in. They may review that. I don't. That the puck was in. It was over the line.
Here it is again.
Right there.
Yeah,
that's first view. And they've gone. The Rangers themselves have gotten the referee's attention. I think from the first angle, it looked like the puck was in. Look at the reaction of Ward. He knew it was in. So they went over, got the referee, and they're now checking it out. It's 2-2 nights for the Devils, by the way.
Right.
They had 1 go against them last night. I think it's going to be 2. Let's watch the goal. The entire puck. Yeah, the entire puck's got to be over the line. There's no question.
Well, you can see the space there.
See, the puck's on edge there. The whole puck's over the line. I thought Marty had made the save, which he did, but he made it after the puck crossed the line. So the replay is going to show it's going to be a 1-0 Ranger game. So there, the overhead shows it clearly.
By far,
and then what they have to do is put more time back on the clock to go back in real time to when the puck went over the line. They check with the video goal judge right here, who is Tom Steinel, pardon me.
Yep.
And then they also are on a telephone back to Toronto to the what you call the war room, and they watch every goal scored in every game, and they will help make a decision from there. I can tell you right now it's going to be 1-0 Rangers. The puck was over the line.
Now, last night in Philadelphia, I thought the Devils got the short end of it, even though, they reviewed in Toronto, and they said it was a goal by the Flyers. I couldn't see it. I looked at it for 5 minutes.
I called, and the people in Toronto said that they saw when the hand was over the puck, a corner of the puck sticking out from the hand. And you see there, it's now 1-0 Rangers. And, well, let's take a look at what you were talking about. This is last night. Matt Tkachuk's the defenseman. Maybe there should have been a penalty on Gagne.
Right, where's the puck?
They say the puck is over the line, and the line is that's the goal crossbar. The line is the other line by the helmet.
I think I just saw it on that replay.
Yeah, so they say that anyway, it was allowed. And for Ward, he gets his first goal as a New York Ranger. And his hard work paid off. The Rangers had some forecheck. Marty Brodeur had trouble with the puck behind the goal, and it's 1-0 Rangers.
So they put, John, 25 seconds back on the clock. The because 25 seconds expired between that goal by Ward and the play that carried on. 1-0 Rangers, and the Ranger fans in the crowd certainly reacted to that. So the Rangers get off to a 1-0 lead.
That was just flat out hard work. The Rangers have had a hard-working first shift here, or first part of the first period. As you look at Roosevelt, who's playing with a bit of an ankle that he rolled over on during the exhibition series. It's bugging him a bit, but he said not enough to keep him out of the lineup, and you like that attitude too.
Played in the Czech Republic Extra League last year. Quality player.
Yeah, the leagues over there. It's the Extra League, there's the Elite League,
the Premier League.
Premier League, yeah.
There was one in the Russian League. Now, why doesn't that have one of those Premier tags on it? Well, because they're all Premier players. Here come the Rangers again down the right wing. Ruchinski in with Nylander. Back out to Rozovov. He's got room, fires it in. Brodeur stops it with his chest and holds on.
Nylander was right there. He got out of the way in a hurry. As White has been very aggressive. He's got to be careful here. Brodeur's mad because he's had a lot of traffic around his goal net last night and early here. And, you know, it's a different game right now for the Devils. Here's the wrist shot. Nobody was on the Rangers defenseman, and you can see Nylander stayed. He was out of the crease when he skated across. Marty had his head bumped there, and he's trying to make a message, get a message now to the officials. Watch around my net, or there's going to be a problem here. So he's getting his message out, but I don't think Nylander did anything wrong there.
Ruchin on a faceoff with Gomez. The Rangers win it. Ruchin tries to chase in the corner, and the Rangers keep it in. Kondrachev along the boards to Straka behind the net. And Straka hangs on to it, looking for some help. Now Ruchin behind the net, looking for Hossa. As Kondrachev couldn't control the puck. Turns, flips in the corner to Ruchin again. Hossa's cruising in there. Rangers can't get to him. And here come the Devils back the other way. Scott Gomez with Mogilny, and they can't connect. The Rangers on the counter to Ruchin. And he's pinned down by two of the Devils.
Breland with a good back check.
Rafalski as well. Mogilny flips it toward the net. Rangers chip it back out to the blue line. Rafalski shot is deflected just wide. The Devils keeping it in the zone. Finally picked up there by Ruchin.
Good play by Rafalski. He looked and saw an open Devil over there. That was a pass, not a shot, and deflected just wide.
Up along the left wing, it's Victor Kozlov. Taken off the puck by Kasparaitis. And the Rangers back the other way. We're 6 minutes, 40 seconds in. The Rangers with a 1-0 lead. First of 8 meetings with the New Jersey Devils. Cutter Tootin keeps it into the blue line. Flips off the corner to Betts. Ends up in the hands of Paul Martin. One thing, John, you've been talking to fans quite a bit in the first week of the season. Fans have been telling me the extended offensive zone makes such a huge difference along that blue line.
Oh, without question. I mean, it gives the defenseman more time to make a play. Less room in behind the goal net, so that means there's more room in front of the goal net.
And you've seen a lot more offense from that point, I'll tell you that. That shot wide by Parise, back along the boards, kept in by the Devils for the moment. Ward can't get it out of the zone. Now Parise again flips it towards Lundqvist. Off the back of the nets. Gionta down there with Cutter Tootin. Kozlov.
The third game of the Rangers, this is by far the longest they've gone without taking a penalty.
Well, 21 of those first 2 games, I'm sure as Tom Rennie was talking about, they looked at every one of them. The shot knocked down by the defense, and the Rangers come up with it. Hallwood.
That was Betts, the centerman. This is the first time the Devils have pressured the Rangers for a full shift.
Gionta taken down. No penalty call there. Good work by Hallwood. Back the other way come the Rangers.
Kasparaitis faked this. Gionta caught him with a cross-check, and Kasparaitis went down. He's going to get a diving penalty, and Gionta a cross-check. 2 good calls. Gionta and Kasparaitis. Gionta doesn't like them, so they put a cross-check into him. Kasparaitis went down. His feet went in the air. It was a complete dive, but it was also a cross-check, so both players have gone to the penalty box.
And with just under 12 minutes remaining, and the Rangers leading 1-0, we'll play 4-on-4. As Kasparaitis and Gionta will sit it out for the next 2 minutes. Great crowd on hand.
Even 4-on-4, Larry Robinson keeps John Madden, who you're looking at, against Nylander. And he also keeps White and Malakoff for the Devils' blue line against the Yager-Nylander connection. So these players look like they're going to play against each other all night at even strength.
Rozovol and Marek Malik, the defensive pairing. Here's Yager behind Brodeur. turns, looks for some help by the center. Good play by Colin White to take it away, but Yager regains possession. Now it's Nylander back along the boards to Marek Malik. Rozsival, they chip it down along the corner. Malakoff giving chase, Nylander there. Stepping in, Malik, nice job, picked it off. Rangers keeping the pressure on here, 4-on-4. Nylander. Back out to Malik. Flips a wrister in, and it got through, but Brodeur made the catch. We talked to Tom Renney, the Rangers coach, on how they addressed all these penalties the Rangers have taken in the first 2 games.
Well, we've been doing it on an ongoing basis, believe me, and I've talked to just about every other coach in our conference, about how they're doing it, and we all seem to be doing the same thing in terms of addressing it in practices and whatnot. But what we did the other day was we sat down and we pulled off every one of our penalties called, good, bad, or indifferent, in our first 2 league games, and there were a lot of them, and we let the commentary speak for itself, which was a big help because I didn't have to, and but it addressed it very well, quite frankly, and the guys sat there for 12 minutes of back-to-back-to-back penalty kills, and I think we got the message across. We'll find out soon enough.
And Sir John, your explanations were right in line with the league rules.
I wonder why the players didn't want to talk to me much.
So you, the coach used you in his little film session.
We commented on it. The players have to get it through their heads that you can't do things you used to be able to do, or you're going to be in the penalty box. And if you're going to be shorthanded 21 times in 2 games, something's not right.
Well,
so it looks like both teams here are very aware, and these 2 referees in this game so far haven't been overly picky either. So it's a nice combination that we're seeing here. Sticks are down. You're not seeing hooking and holding. You're seeing pretty good pace, and the referees are letting them do it. I liked what Tom said. 2 things. One, it took 12 minutes of looking at them all to get the point across. And second of all, he calls the other coaches and talks to them about things. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. And Devils have taken the 3rd most penalty. Shot by Rozsival, kicked out by Brodeur and back out into the center ice area. Malik back forwards. 16 penalties taken by the Devils in the first 2 games. That's 3rd most. The Rangers have taken the most at 21. Here's Betts. Off a takeaway, moves in, shoots. It's through Brodeur, but he's able to stop it before it goes over the goal line.
Good effort by Betts as the Rangers are outworking the Devils here in the first 10 minutes. He went in and took the puck away from Brian Rafalski. Brodeur had the puck trickle in behind him. You're just going to see Betts here just go. Just absolutely go there. Rafalski turns it over, he's in. And a pretty good play by Rafalski to get back and use his stick, help chip it away so Betts didn't get a clean play. And then Marty Brodeur reaches back and catches the puck before it goes over the line. Rafalski had the puck, had trouble with it. Betts with the Rangers, their 3rd and 4th lines worked their tail off. Jason Ward has the goal. He's on one of the last 2 lines. There's Betts coming back from a shoulder injury from last Christmas. He had surgery. They just work. It's a whole different look New York Rangers team.
And with those 3rd and 4th lines getting some offensive opportunities, it keeps the pressure on the opposition. That's what we've seen in the first 2 games at least. Rachinski with it on a takeaway back to Nylander, and he works down the right wing back to Rachinski, and a quick wrister stopped by Brodeur, kicked aside. He leaves it for Nylander, turns at the circle, gives back to Rachinski, now regains himself. Nylander moving in, trying to center, off the stick of Brodeur.
Big hit there by McGillis on Nylander. Hello, good night.
Kozlov pinned against the boards by Rachinski and turned back outside the offensive zone. Paul Martin with it. Midway through the first, with the Rangers leading 1-0 on a goal by Jason Ward. Mike Crispino, John Davidson with you from the Meadowlands. The Devils playing back-to-back for the first of 16 times this year. Great record at that 2 years ago. More on that in a moment. Back from MSG after this.
That's a big defenseman, McGillis, moving in on Nylander and finished the play. And he really finished the play. Nylander was at the end of his shift, got off the ice and recouped. He seems to be okay.
Rangers with a 1-0 lead. Here's Colin White moving in. Whips it around the boards. This back. 7 shots on goal by the Rangers, none by the Devils yet. The NHL debut of Henrik Lundqvist for the Rangers. Hadn't faced a shot yet. Here's Ruchin.
The Devils have only been in the New York Rangers zone for 1 shift in this, and that was a Parise line earlier in the period.
Kasparaitis retrieves back into his own zone with it. Out of the penalty box. Another Tootin. Hands along the boards. Now recovers. Flips to Ruchin, and Marshall just throws it in the corner.
To this point, Mike, the Rangers have really kept away from the turnovers in the neutral zone and places like that. The Devils will just pick you apart if they get their transition game going. And it's we're only Not quite 12 minutes in. But the Rangers very disciplined here on the road.
You got to remember, part of the reason the Rangers have had some difficulties in their own zone, they've got a lot of new faces. They've got 11 new players. They're getting to know each other, knowing which guys are going in which direction.
It's still hockey. You know, they've had a training camp together too.
That puck is flipped up over the glass. Face-off to come in the Devils' zone.
It's the old Kiss attitude. Keep it simple, stupid type of thing. So Lundqvist has not registered a save yet in the Rangers net. You know, he's kind of like a rock star in Sweden. When he played so well for their national team and for their club teams, and they won a championship, he might be bigger. And they were telling me today he may be bigger in Sweden than Mats Sundin is. Hopefully Mats will get back playing after that orbital bone that he fractured. They called that a delay of game. He fired the puck over the glass. I forgot about that rule.
He did.
So he's in the box. Rangers have a power play. Rafalski flipped the puck over the glass and went into the stands, and he got called.
So Lundqvist and the Rangers have a man advantage here. Less than 8 minutes remaining in the first period. By the way, Lundqvist is a big rock and roll music fan too. So
he's got his own band.
Yeah, he does. He's a guitar guy, right?
Yeah,
he's a guitar player.
Yeah, it's just low level. Anyway, power play for the Rangers. They're 3 for 10 on the season.
And Jágr out at the point. Down the corner to Rachitsky. Straka on ice. Nylander. Rozsival out at the point. Jágr holding. Flips in the corner. Now goes to the net. Brodeur sticks it aside, and keeping it in is Straka. Back behind the net to Rachitsky. Rachitsky gets it back. There's so much more room to work with in the offensive zone in 2005. You can feel it the way power plays are run. Jágr flips to Nylander.
The Raiders are playing a 3-on-2 on the far side of the ice.
Rozsival with a shot and a kick save by Brodeur. Nylander picks it up out of the corner, moves in, gives to Rozsival. Can't get a shot off.
Pandolfo took the shooting lane away.
Colin White can't come up with it. Nylander.
3-on-2 there against Pandolfo and White.
Jágr steps away, looks for somebody cutting to the net. It's Rozsival for a slapper. It got through. The rebound sticked aside by the defense of Vladimir Malakov.
The Devils don't mind that. They'll take the point shots. They've really done a nice job covering the puck's been in the zone the whole time.
It's Jágr against centers. Nylander off the side of the net.
That was their best chance.
Rachitsky. Well, the Rangers have just commanded this power play. Jágr. Rozsival does not fire. It gets back to Jágr. He moves in. Along the goal line, Nylander trying to stuff it in. It's loose. The shot. That might have caught the post. Straka has it. He fires and it's deflected wide.
I think Brodeur got that. It sounded like the puck hit leather. He was down, but he threw his leg up, and it may have hit his goal pad. What a power play. Back to even strength now.
Rafalski gives to Rayom, and he bounces it into the corner. Big chase down by Langenbrunner. The Devils have not been able to penetrate the Ranger defense yet. Here they come on a rush. Ruchin with Pruka. He leaves for Pruka in his NHL debut. Chipped toward the net. Brodeur sticks it aside, couldn't go out and get it. The centering pass that time goes across the goal mouth.
That time the goalie roll with those trapezoid lines behind the crease. It hurt Marty Brodeur. He couldn't play it. It was about 4 inches outside the line.
Rangers keep it in. There's a big hit by Matrachuk on Pruka. Pins him against the boards. Ruchin finds Hossa. The Rangers just holding on to the puck behind the net, trying to set up an offense.
Shots are 10-zip Rangers.
Back to Hossa. Flips it in through the screen, and Brodeur had to make a stop off his shoulder, and now he gloves it.
Marty Brodeur is saving his team right now. They've been outworked, they've been outplayed. The Rangers have a 1-0 lead, and it should be more. It's been a Marty Brodeur show here. Watch the second save, not that one, but this one. He throws his leg up. He got Jágr. Jágr had to go high. Marty got that with his left pad. Great save as the Rangers have carried the play.
Brodeur, who has more wins against the Rangers than any other team, 29 against 11 losses, 15 ties, is riding a 16-game unbeaten streak against them.
He always plays the Rangers.
Yeah, he does. 67 straight starts against them.
Does that include playoffs?
You know, that I'd have to look up again. You got me on that one. I think it does. The backhander got through. Lundqvist had to kick it aside. So the Devils producing a little offense
here.
This
line, it's a Breeze's line.
Working there, Victor Kozlov. Back out to Rafalski at the point. He Oh, what a deflection by Kozlov off Rafalski's flip pass, and we're tied at 1.
I'll tell you, that pass had velocity on it. That Rafalski play was brilliant. And Kozlov was up high in the slot. He's hard to check. I mean, that's just a great play. That's Kozlov, 22. He'll make the pass back and then get into the open. Look at all the traffic. And Lundqvist didn't have a chance. Did not have a chance. What a pass. I mean, that's the second time this period Rafalski has made a pass to a person for a deflection instead of a shot. The first one went wide earlier in the period. That time it went in, and we're tied at 1.
Well, Kozlov has tied it up. Here's McGillney going hard to the corner. They try to chip it in. Breland had an opportunity, but it didn't get all the way through. Great pass. A great deflection. That was a long-range deflection.
It's because if he was too tight to the net, he would have been checked. You stay out high like that, it's hard to check a person.
So Kozlov ties it up with his first of the year. Under 4 minutes remaining. Intercepted center ice by Pruka. Gives up. And taken down hard, Dominic Moore by Matvichuk.
You see the back check by Pruka. He stopped the Devils' rush. Rangers forwards back checking much better than the last time we saw NHL hockey.
That's for sure. Kozlov at 13:39. Rafalski and Parise have the assists. Jagr back on ice along with Nylander. Gets it to Jagr. Keeps control of it. Puts it over to Raczynski. Turning along the boards. Raczynski to Jagr, trying to go to the net. Raczynski and cut off. Kept in by Kasparaitis.
That gives Parise 3 points in 3 games for the rookie.
Here's Jagr on the center. Out to Kasparaitis. Couldn't settle it down. Has to retreat. Banks it off the boards. Jagr behind the net. Down in the corner there with Malakoff. And Malakoff comes up with it. Kasparaitis kept it in again. Flips it toward the net. Knocked down by Colin White. Back from the Devils. 2.5 left here in the first. The Rangers scored first. Jason Ward. Victor Kozlov tied it 1 apiece. 1 of 12 games tonight in the National Hockey League. We're watching in Toronto and Pittsburgh and Edmonton. And Ottawa at home, Tampa Bay. Behind the net, that's Grant Marshall. Takes a hit from Strudwick. Keeps it, fires it. And Lundqvist gloves it to stop play.
That shot was going wide.
As a Rangers subscriber, not only are you guaranteed great seats, but you'll be there for every great Rangers moment. Season tickets or 15 or 7 game plans are available. Call 877-MSG-GOAL or visit NewYorkRangers.com for details.
2:02 to go in the first period. It's one of the few in-zone face-offs, Ranger zone that is, in the first period. Gianta's high above the circle there. They want to get the puck to him. Ruchin wins it.
Kozlov comes up with it. Leaves at the point. The shot knocked down by the defensive Hossa that time off the stick of McGillis. Back to retrieve along the board. Straka flips up over the glass and into the center ice area. McGillis giving chase. Hossa nearly stole it from him. Rangers walking up to the Devils offense in the center ice area. McGillis has got to get back to retrieve it. Kept in that time by Betts. He's all alone right now, looking for some help.
He got it deep though. That's the idea. If you're not sure where to go, if you don't throw it deep, you could just create a turnover by making that lateral pass.
Calls the ball back to touch it up.
Icing with 1:17 to go in the first period. Shots are now 11-1. Favor the Rangers. The Devils scored on their only shot that was registered. A nice deflection. Hallwig, well, he was on the ice as the Rangers decide to make a change and go with their number 1 line to try and get the offense with the face-off in the Devils zone. Now this is an interesting one as Parise, the young rookie, takes a face-off against the experienced Nylander.
And Nylander wins it back to Malik. Malik to Raczynski. The Devils scramble to get in defensive position. Nylander holding behind the goal line. Now looking to center all the way through. Got a shot in on.
Let's see if the Devils are making a little change now. They went with the rookie, which gives them good experience, but they want that Pandolfo, Madden, Langenbrunner line to go against Nylander. So as soon as Marty Brodeur held on to the puck, a quick change by the Devils staff to get the veterans out there. And all, you know what's interesting too, all 8 centers in this game are all left-handed centermen. So you see Madden there, he has to draw it back towards his net, which is kind of weird on that side of the ice. No right-handed centerman of the 8 in this game, 4 on each team.
Do that as Langenbrunner lost his stick. Nylander back, and the Rangers will regroup here. Final minute of play in a 1-1 tie first period from the Meadowlands. Nylander to Raczynski, chips it ahead, now gives chase. He and Colin White get after it. Jagr, White comes up with it. And eventually the Devils into the center ice area. Here's Madden on the rush. Trying to bust through the defense, taken down by Marek Malik, and back the other way. Here's Hossa at the blue line. Couldn't come up with it. Colin White was back into a nice shot. Hossa got it back, and he fired in on Brodeur.
This kid's strong. You know, when I met Hossa for the first time a few days ago, I went, geez, this guy's bigger than I thought he was. And there you could see the long pass to him. He waited up on the far side, and now watch the strength. That's a defenseman, that's a forward on him, and he got past both of them. And that also shows you that you can't clutch and grab like you could a few years ago. They can't. So he powers through and gets a good shot on Brodeur.
That's the kind of effort that now gets rewarded, Johnny, in the 2005 version of the NHL,
yeah,
right?
And you should if you work like that.
Exactly, instead of getting tied up and unable to get a shot. And it's also boring to fans to watch that.
That was just a good... You know, the Rangers played a great first period here on the road. They outshot the Devils 13-1. The Devils' goal was a nice play, Rafalski to Kozlov, but Marty Brodeur did the job and gave the Devils a chance after one period of play because they were outplayed on home ice.
So Martin Brodeur, who's made 133 straight playoff starts and 67 in a row against the Rangers, has his team tied at 1 after 1. Devils Rangers. More coming up on MSG. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by Continental Airlines, official airline of the New York Rangers. Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. And by Panasonic, ideas for life. At the end of one period of play here in the Meadowlands, the Rangers and the Devils are tied at 1 apiece. Our first intermission. Mike Crispino, John Davison, joined now by Marcel Hossa, who had an outstanding first period. We're going to take a look at some of the work he did, John, as the Rangers got off to the 1-0 lead and then end up tied.
Raczynski with a terrific pass, and then Hossa never stopped working. And again, we talked about his strength and power, and he registered a really good shot. That's the work habits the Rangers are looking for.
And he joins us down outside the Ranger locker room. Marcel, welcome aboard on Rangers hockey. 6'3", 220. You're a guy that looks like you know how to use your size and enjoy doing it. Is that right?
Oh, of course, you know, I'm enjoying the time over here, you know, since when I got traded, and coach gave me a lot of ice time, you know, so I got to use it and use my size and power, you know, to down low in offensive zone.
Marcel, I know you've got a lot of hockey tonight and then during the week, but do you know where or who you're playing next Saturday?
Yeah, against my brother.
That's it. I was just checking on that. Do you look forward to that? Your brother now plays in Atlanta for the Atlanta Thrashers. Do you look forward to battling against your brother?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's always fun like playing against him. You know, especially the year we had off. You know, but we played on the same team in last year in Sweden, so I enjoy it too. So right now I'm looking forward to play against him.
Marcel, we were talking during the first period about a lot of new faces in the Rangers. You, of course, one of the newest and coming here from Montreal in the preseason. How have you adapted so far to your teammates? Have you found it rather simple to get used to playing with this group of players?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's a pretty young team, you know, right now, and new faces, you know. So right now, like I said, I came here to play, you know, best I can. You know, coach gave me lots of chances, you know, to play with great players in the line. So in the second line, especially. So it's a good opportunity to play with them, you know, and I gotta use it, you know.
Marcel, you're talking about being on the second line, and you've scored and you've played well. What do you have to do to continue to stay on that line?
You know, the first thing is to be confident, you know, and everything else is gonna go easier. So right now, I just, you know, wants to play every game. I gotta play hard, you know, and use my strengths and size is in front of the net. So they just gotta keep going like that.
Well, Marcel, we thank you so much for visiting with us here in the first intermission. Best of luck for the rest of this one and for the rest of the season.
Thanks, guys.
Marcel Hossa here with us in our first intermission. And coming up in just a moment, Sports Desk from New York, Gary Apple there. And afterwards, Jim Leyritz in the studio at Sports Desk. More on the Hurricanes in the Coliseum. All that coming up on MSG.
Hi again, everybody. Gary Apple in our MSG studios. Back to the Meadowlands in a moment. But first, no baseball on Saturday at the stadium. The Yanks and Angels got washed out in Game 4 of their American League Divisional Series. Weather permitting, the Yanks will try and keep their season alive tomorrow night, beginning at 8:15. If Game 5 is a necessity, they will play it Monday night in Anaheim. Back to hockey now. Ilya Kovalchuk is a very wealthy man. The restricted free agent has signed a 5-year, $32 million deal with Atlanta. He's expected in the Thrashers lineup either Wednesday or Friday. Kovalchuk, who's already missed Atlanta's first 2 games as well as their entire training camp, can put up some big numbers. In the season prior to the lockout, he tied for the NHL lead with 41 goals. He finished the season with 87 points, which was 32 more than anybody else on Atlanta. With the signing, the Thrashers are very close to the league-imposed $39 million salary cap. Much more ahead, including Rutgers, West Virginia football, when we come back after this. Welcome back. Rutgers, West Virginia football, 14-0 second quarter, make it 21-0. Adam Bednarik to Brandon Miles. It was all Mountaineers. Third quarter, Scarlet Knights make it a game. Brian Leonard in from the one on 4th down. It was 24-14, but too much. West Virginia on the ground. The freshman out of North Babylon, Jason Gwaltney, 23 yards on this run. He had 54 on the day as West Virginia gets the win, 27-14. The second period is just ahead. We'll get you back to Mike Crispino and John Davidson right after this.
Back at Continental Airlines Arena, our first intermission continues. The Rangers and Devils tied at 1, and a look at the highlights in period 1.
Good hit there by Hallwig, and that creates the turnover and the puck towards the net. The Rangers did it all period long. Good hit by Kasparaitis on Jason Marshall. Here you see Ward just out-hustle 3 Devils to get the loose puck, and after a review, it was determined the complete puck was over the goal line. 1-0 Rangers. Ward scored from behind the goal line. There's a play here where Betts just moves in, steals the puck from Rafalski, and Marty Brodeur did this all period long. He had 13 shots, 12 saves, and I think not single-handedly, but he had a lot to do with keeping the Devils in the game. The Devils able to score. 22 Kozlov, give and go. He gives, goes back, great pass by Rafalski, and that was the only shot the Devils had all period long. A brilliant pass by Rafalski to Kozlov, tied at 1.
We'll be back. More of the first intermission and the second coming up. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by American Express, My Life, My Card, and by Canon, your source for document management. Second period just about ready to get underway. Mike Crispino, John Davidson. And we saw Blair Betts in those highlights, John. He came here from Calgary in that Chris Simon deal.
Chris Simon deal, yeah.
So
then he got hurt. He got hurt playing in Hartford and blew a shoulder, and he had to have surgery last Christmas. And in turn, took the entire time to get better. Now here's Matt Sundin of Toronto the other night, skating along and bang, puck catches him right in the eye. Fractured orbital bone. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. It could have been a lot worse. It has sparked a debate about wearing visors.
Again.
Yes, and I think what you're going to see, I could be wrong, but it's a half-educated guess, and that is that the visors are going to be grandfathered in, just like helmets were years ago. You know, you drive a car, you wear a seatbelt. You should put a visor on. Fans put money into buying season tickets. They want to see their favorite players play.
Well, now they don't get to see Sundin for 6 weeks at least, right?
And in turn, the player has an investment in his own career. The team has some in the player. It's a safety issue, and they should wear them.
Yeah, it goes back almost to football. That shot got wide of Lundqvist as the Devils get a couple of shots in on him quickly early, and it's batted away. No goal. The goal is off its moorings, and play is stopped.
Madden is hot. He's hot. He thinks the puck went in. The net was off the mooring, but I think Lundqvist stopped it. Van Massenhoven, the official, who sold cars during the lockout, and actually 7 of the 12 months he was the top salesman at the dealership. Oh, that would never cross the line. Lundqvist made the save. Now there's Madden pushing off. There's the shot. I think it went off the right shoulder. The right shoulder of Lundqvist. That's a brilliant save by him.
What a big
So the
stop.
Devils, who were very flat, outplayed badly in the first period, have a great first shift by the Madden line. A great first shift.
Mavchuk couldn't keep it in and will have to retreat as the Rangers dodge a bullet early on in the second period after out-shooting New Jersey 13-1 in the first. 5 shots from Darius Kasparaitis, a couple from Marcel Hossa and Michael Nylander in that first period. We were talking about Matt Sundin in Toronto. They were just involved in a shootout with Ottawa. We've seen a few in the first week of the season.
2, I think, right? Now that, by the way, is not a penalty because the puck by Malik went into the player's box, and that's okay. If it goes over the glass at other areas, it's not okay. John McLean is having a chat there with Larry Robinson and Van Massenhoven, and they're trying to clarify that rule where the puck goes into. Well, they're pretty adamant. They thought it should have been John McLean trying to catch himself and not get too upset.
Well, Budweiser salutes America's designated drivers. Responsibility matters. We've seen the coaching staffs around the league having questions for officials, most of them kind of friendly chats, and some of them not so friendly, trying to get up to speed, right, with the rules the way they're being called. A turnover by the Rangers. Breland came up with it. They move in, and a shot almost got through Lundqvist. Betts picks it up and then has his stick snapped, and a penalty's coming, and I think it's going to be against the Devils. It looks like it is.
Yes, it is. It's a slashing call. When you bring a stick down on another player's stick, and if it fractures a stick, it's usually a call. There's always those people say, well, he went over and he's got a fractured stick already. But he, oh, no, that shouldn't. Or was it the hook?
Kind of hooked him a couple times.
That slash, that wasn't a slash. Let's take a look again. Mogilny there tapped his stick into the body. Did they call it slashing, or did they call it slashing? Well, maybe it was more the stick.
Yeah, they call it a slash. Well,
the Rangers have a power play. They're 0 for 1 in the game. They had the puck in the zone almost a full 2 minutes on their first power play, but couldn't score.
So Mogilny called a minute 25, and Straka's shot got through.
That was deflected. Brodeur the save.
Rangers on the power play. 3 of 10 coming into this one, among the top 5 in the league. Just early on, getting a feeling for it, though. It looks like the Ranger power play is going to be pretty sharp. Here's Jágr. Moving into the circle, now looking for somebody. Back out to Straka. Lots of room to work along that blue line. Straka to Nylander. He steps in, puts a shot in. Brodeur kicked it aside. Teuton chases it.
Oh, that was almost a breakaway. That's a penalty. Teuton wrapped up Pandolfo. We'll have 4-on-4 action here in a moment. And the Devils were oh so close to a breakaway. But Teuton wrapped his man up, and he's gone. So the Rangers have a power play that lasted 48 seconds. Here is the play where Teuton is being hustled on, and then he grabs a hold of Pandolfo. Now, Betts earlier had thrown a check here, and he went down. Now, I'm wondering if his stick was partially broken on that play, and then Mogilny on the back check went into him, gave him a tap into the stick, and the stick broke right in half. And Mogilny went to the box.
So we're 4-on-4 here for the next minute 5. And then the Devils get about a 50-second power play. Gionta moving in. Pass intercepted by Rozsival, but kept in by the Devils. Martin along the blue line with it. Wrists it in, knocked down by the defense of Malik, and here come the Rangers with a 3-on-2 opportunity. Malik carries. And offside.
Little move right at the blue line, and Ruchin went in on the far side. When you're playing 4-on-4 and you have an odd man rush, you really have to make sure it works, because if you don't, guess what's coming the other way? A 3-on-1 against you. So the Devils will have a power play in 49 seconds if there's no other calls made.
This Devils franchise, great success over the last decade. 40-plus wins 8 years in a row.
Nice to see a sold-out building here, isn't it, for the Rangers?
Yeah, it is.
Devils?
At 18,000 on opening night, just a little shy of sellout. And around the league, John, the attendance has been good in the first week. A lot of people wondered, are they going to come back? Are they going to be in the seats? Well, it looks like they are. The fans of hockey.
The action's pretty good.
Betts tried to center. He had Jason Ward there for a moment. Here come the Devils the other way. Down along the boards. Strudwick trying to keep Rafalski off it. Another broken stick. Strudwick's. And the Devils can't keep it in the zone.
Strudwick's a right defenseman. That means he can't get past center ice on the other side of the ice to the bench to get a new stick. And it's going to be a power play right now for the Devils. Now Ward has given his stick to Strudwick, a forward to a defenseman.
Here's White, shot through. Lundqvist gloves it, holds on.
That's the smart play. Lundqvist read the play. He knew if he could catch it, and allow a stoppage so his teammate could get off the ice and get a new stick. This is the slap shot past Ward, and Lundqvist had no trouble seeing that shot and held on. Ward tried to block it, couldn't, and there's the save. You know, it's interesting, that Strudwick play, he didn't put much pressure on his stick either, and it snapped in half.
To have an investigation of the wood, where it's coming
Somebody's
from.
in there when they're not looking, give them the old saw job, huh?
Some are wood, some are not wood. Malakoff keeps it in along the blue line, along the boards to Gomez, and taken away by the Rangers. So 30 seconds left in the man advantage for the Devils. And the hook by Fedor Tyutin. About 4 minutes gone here in the second, a 1-1 game. Jason Ward had the first goal for the Rangers. And then Rafalski teaming up for the second. Here's Mogilny moving in, and a great pass, and a stop by Lundqvist.
That was a good save. He's made two really good saves here in the second period. One off Madden early off his shoulders, and that one on the pass by Mogilny. Even up.
Even strength. Here's Jágr. Along the goal line, carries with a backhand. Try to center, does, and a shot wide by Raczynski, and back out of the zone. Intercepted, center ice by Grant Marshall, but Grachev takes it back and flips it down.
Everybody trying for those long breaks here, and the pass is getting a little sloppy. I wonder what the great players that play against the Devils, like Jágr, he must have smiled in some way when he heard Scott Stevens had retired.
In the slot, Jágr couldn't get a shot off, and a whistle. Let's see what the call is.
A hooking call against somebody. Everybody stops and looks. I think it's the Devils that are going. And we will hear it in a moment here. Langenbrunner.
A lot of conversation, John, in the first week of this season about stoppages of play. Let's see.
Great pass across. Good quick shot by Marshall, and Lundqvist looked very solid, calm, and relaxed and made a good save. So the Rangers start their second power play of the period here. The first one was knocked off as the work on Jágr, I guess, is what was called.
Early in the season, the Devils 6th in the league. Penalty kills. They're able to get the puck out of the zone.
Well, Jágr, he was in great position there. For some reason, the pass didn't quite click. That was as good as it gets for being in a shooting position.
Rozalov back at the point with Nylander along the boards. Now Raczynski down in the corner. Jágr on with Nylander. Jágr on the slot with a shot, and Brodeur stops it and holds on to the rebound.
Earlier in the game, the power play for the Rangers was from the left side of Brodeur. That time it was from the right side of Brodeur. Now here's the earlier chance when Nylander was on the puck and gave it to Jágr, and he just couldn't get the shot. I think it's coming up here.
Well, we saw it
may
for a
be wrong. There it is. Now watch him in front here. He's going to be wide open. Look at. Now he's waiting for the pass, and here it comes, and he missed. I mean, that was a great chance. Brodeur was deep and down, but no shot.
Face-off win by Nylander along the boards. Raczynski back to Nylander. Now Jágr along the right side boards. Moves in, flip shot. Knocked down by Colin White. Nylander has it. 15 left, and that shot deflected high up off the glass. Kept in.
Did that go off the mask of Brodeur?
Might have. Jágr chipped at it. That one up into the screen, and the face-off will stay in the Devils' end.
I'm not sure if this went off the mask or not. Nylander on the puck. And here comes a high right.
Yeah, wow.
It did. It deflected off the stick of the defender, right off the forehead of Marty Brodeur. And he was fine on the play. Lundqvist, the Rangers goalie, I've seen him in practice stop pucks with his head on purpose. I mean, like Hasek does. I asked him after, I says, was that on? He says, yeah, it was on purpose. I said, you're nuts. You're nuts.
I think Brodeur almost did that on purpose.
I don't think he had a choice. That thing had a lot of velocity on it.
Well, a lot of playing that position, John, there is no choice.
Well, you know, when the puck's above the crossbar, you shouldn't be sticking your head in front of it. If it's under the crossbar, you use what you can.
That's good advice for all those young goaltenders out there. Don't you forget it. Banked up along the glass and down the ice. Lundqvist out, pick it up. Flips it behind his net. Dominic Moore on ice now. Fedor Tyutin for the Rangers. Rutschev, Hossa. 25 seconds left in the man advantage. Here's Hossa. Flips it in on Brodeur. It's loose. Hossa tried to get another shot at it, and the goal comes off the Moors.
Yeah, Matvichuk, the defenseman for the Devils, fell into Brodeur, and the net got dislodged. And that was a break for the Devils because the Rangers had control of the puck. There's the pass across. Now watch 24, Matvichuk. He's in front now. He'll turn, try to hold his man up, but Hossa, Moore, I think that was, kind of outpowered him. Now here's Hossa going in. Boy, he's a big, strong young kid. And he took that shot, and there was a rebound. Now he's got control of the puck, but you see the net off the mooring. Just 18 seconds to go on the minor now.
Yeah, Hossa's impressive with his acceleration, John, for a guy his size.
He's got to keep that intensity up game after game after game. He's a young guy, and he tends to get into a lull. He's got to stay upbeat and play hard. And I think if he doesn't, somebody else will take a spot. And that's what the Rangers coaching staff is not going to mess around with. So you see the Rangers' work habits here probably 40-50% better than what they were 2 years ago.
Along the red boards, it's Jagr through a screen. Brodeur stopped it.
Penalty.
And a penalty coming.
Malakoff will go. He pulled down Ruchinski, who tried to get to the rebound.
Lundqvist out of the net. Langenbrunner down there. Puts down Rozval, and another penalty coming up. I think. Well, let's see. Jagr has it.
Yeah, both referees have their arms up.
And now the net's off the moorings, and they have to stop play.
This could be, not sure, but could be a 5-on-3. Here's a look at the Panasonic digital replay. Left side of your screen, Ruchinski pulled down by Madden, not Malakoff, so he gets 2 minutes, and this is a clean hit. This is not a penalty. It's a 5-on-4 as Langenbrunner had moved in and threw a good body check on the Rangers' backboards. Power play Rangers, third one in a row.
So Pandolfo on. Malakoff on. Part of the unit with Colin White. Pascal Rayon for the Devils on the penalty kill. Rozval.
He's a former Ranger, Pascal Rayon.
Chinsky, Nylander, Straka for the Rangers, and Jagr. Back out to the point. Straka try to tee it up. Holds on. Now Rozval. Jagr. Moving in. Ruchinski centered, and Nylander, or is it Straka, missed the net.
That's two empty nets the Rangers have missed in this game. One by Nylander in the first period, and this one was a great setup on Straka. He had started back at the point and playing the point, moved in, found out he's just talking to himself right now, and I think that's in another language.
It's not nice, I'll say that.
Well, he just mad at himself. Look at that. He knows. He had a wide open net. That was a great pass across to him. He was wide open and just missed the open side. Didn't finish.
And an 18 left in the man advantage to the Rangers. Straka. Ruchinski along the boards. Back to Straka. Couldn't keep it in, and they've got to retreat. Rayon stays on. Pandolfo. Matvichuk. And Rafalski. Here's Ruchinski. Across the blue line. Leaves for Straka. Cross ice. Jagr. The shot deflected by Matvichuk. Nice job with the leg save. Jagr gets it back. Throws it on net. It's chipped in towards Brodeur on the rebound. And a goal! It's Ruchinski off a second rebound. And the Rangers lead 2-1.
Second goal of the season for Ruchinski, and the Rangers finally, and it took one shot, two shots there, and a third to finally beat Brodeur. And Ruchinski, I may have even used almost both goalposts to get it in. Deflection save, that's why there was a rebound. Now Marty is just all over the place. Great save, and then you see Ruchinski as the Rangers stayed there. All three forwards, actually you see Straka down there again. Bang, in. Rangers lead 2-1. It's a power play goal. They got the puck to the net, but it took three in a row to beat Brodeur, and the Rangers have a lead with a power play goal.
And so Ruchinski now back the other way. Breland stopped by Lundqvist, and the Devils know it's not tied up. They think it's a goal, but it's waved off.
I think the net was off the mooring as Breland was on the far side.
And the Devils crowd is up in arms.
Breland got stopped. That was a great shot right off the left shoulder of Lundqvist. And then everybody went to the net. And I don't know if it's how the person from the Devils was knocked down or what. Look on the far side of the net, the far left goal post. Breland went into the goaltender. And Breland went into the post. And I don't even know if the puck went in. Mogilny thought he had a goal, but you know, Breland went charging into the net too. He took the shot here. See how he gets into the goalie. He was tripped up a bit. He went in. Now the referee was pointing.
I don't know if it went in, did it?
I don't know either. I don't know. Tootin was there. Oh boy, Larry Robinson and John McLean. They're having a hard time with plays around the net the last two nights. One last night in Philly. Here's the game angle. Tootin knocks down Breland. Breland then goes into the goaltender. Does the puck cross the line or does Breland knock the net off the mooring? What happens?
I don't know. I don't think it went in.
I don't know. I can't see where it is. It's between the legs. Mogilny looked like he thought it was in for sure, but the referee said something.
Well, the goal wasn't off the moorings. It didn't look like. At first we thought it was. At any rate, no goal. Rangers still lead 2-1. And as you mentioned, Larry Robinson and his coaching staff has had a lot of discussions with the officials the last two nights in Philly and now here in New Jersey.
We were told the puck did go over the line, but there was a man in the crease. That was Breland, so no goal. But Breland, I thought, was knocked down by Fedor Tootin.
Well, he was taking off his skates. I don't know whether it was Fedor Tootin that actually made that happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, no question. But I don't know.
So the officials should have allowed that.
Well, if the Ranger player made him go down and into the goaltender, yes.
That's what I thought. Here, moving with it is Hulse. Got a backhand, but it didn't get all the way through to Brodeur.
We're seeing a lot of stuff, aren't we?
We sure are. You know, it's interesting. You're seeing more shots getting through to the net, it seems. I don't know that it's because there's more space in the offensive zone or not. You know what I'm saying? More shots are getting through on the goaltenders. More shots on goal, certainly against the Devils, which is unusual.
Shots are 21-5 in favor of the Rangers at the midpoint of regulation. Nice pass.
Gianta. Strudwick cuts off the angle. Centering pass. And Kozlov bidding for a second of the game. Boyle. Here's Betts. Banks it up along the boards and out of the zone. Hallwig working hard along that board. And now in the stick of Ortmeyer. And he flips it down behind Brodeur. 2-1 Rangers. 9.5 left. A loose puck in front of the net. Rangers couldn't come up with it and back the other way to Langenbrunner. Rozabal there trying to cut him off. And he does a nice job. And then gets
he got hurt.
A stick in the face, and he's down hurt. Let's see. We'll be back and find out. Rangers leading 2-1.
Michael Rozabal being attended to by Jim Ramsey around the left eye. Langenbrunner's stick makes contact, but his stick is down when it makes contact. It was actually Rozabal who was down too. That is not a deliberate play with a stick. It's not a sloppy stick. It's just a play down low and an accidental play, so no penalty.
So you have to give credit to the officials in the opening week of the season. They've been doing a nice job, for the most part, of making the right call, John. That was definitely the right no call. Here comes Raczynski at the right wing. He has just scored on the power play to give the Rangers the lead. Yager taking off the puck. Nylander, and now it's Madden, 2-on-2. Madden turns, throws it toward the net. Langenbrunner and Kasparaitis were tied up for the moment. And the Rangers come up with it. Here's Kondrachev. Ranger debut tonight. Road White. The center Nylander. Colin White intercepted. Around the lead tonight. Anaheim with a 1-0 lead over Nashville in the first period. Colorado at Dallas. No score there. There's Madden, a shot, and Lundqvist stands his ground and makes the stop.
John Madden's had a pretty good second period. He was very quiet in the first, but his line, they've made a few things happen here. Devils with their 6-shot trivia.
Here we go. Tonight's trivia brought to you by Nissan. When was the last trade between the Rangers and Devils franchises? We just need a year here. 97, 87, 81, 79.
I know that one.
You do. See, I'm inclined to think it's an 80s deal.
Well, there's two 80s there, so you're down to a B and a C.
Exactly. I like choice. Okay. I'm going to let. What do you think? First of all,
I'm not telling.
Oh, you're not telling.
I'm not going to tell you. We got to wait till it's time to
now I
give
got to. Now I got to give it some more thought. See, me and thought in the same sentence. That's a problem.
I smell the wood burning. I see you're thinking again.
You can see it coming out of my ears, can't you? So unsportsmanlike conduct called on the Devils.
That's Langenbrunner. He was mad the whole shift. He was mad at Kasparaitis. Those are the penalties you don't want. Especially when you're down a goal.
So Razavalo, who was attended to moments ago to stop the bleeding, flips it in. Oh, Ruchin goes hard into the board, skates first, and back come the Devils. Razavalo back to pick it off. He and Dominic Moore. Marcel Hossa.
Oh boy,
we had a little temporary
we got a power hit here. The lights in the arena got dim all of a sudden. We saw the television monitors take a hit. I could hear it in the headset. And with the bad weather outside, you wonder if there was a huge lightning strike or something.
And the light, half of the lights up above us just went out.
Yeah, so they immediately stopped play with 7:42 to go in the second period. 1:23 on the Rangers power play, and it got darker in here. So I don't know if these are those types of lights that take some time to reset them, or I don't know if they'll come back. I don't know.
Now, are those auxiliary lights that are still left on? That's the interesting part. You can see many of the lights above us that are out.
But you know, there's all the other lighting in here seems to be working. The clock over center ice,
Scoreboards.
the scoreboards at the end zone seem to be fine. So
you could feel it.
One of the linesmen, Brad Lazaro, just went over and asked the timekeeper if everything was all right at his spot, because they have a lot of computers down there that run it. They take hits. You never know. They get jungled up and jammed and everything else. So Tom Rennie's, his club's got to be very happy about the way things are going. Now Ruchin, remember you mentioned that Ruchin went into the boards feet first. Cassio Marquez there did some work to make sure the edges are okay. Brodeur had trouble with this puck. And then Ruchin went to stop and both feet went hard in. He seemed to be okay, right back up, but he had to check his blades out to make sure they were okay.
And just for a moment there, John, I thought that maybe Marty was thinking, I can't get behind the goal line and be outside that little trapezoid.
Yeah,
that might have made him think twice a little bit.
There's a lot of plays right around that line. You're absolutely right. Now again, for the newer fans watching, or even the older ones, you're only allowed to handle the puck as a goalie ahead of the goal line or directly behind the nets inside that little area. They call it a trapezoid area. You cannot handle the puck in the corners. You cannot handle the puck in the corners. The puck has to be on those lines or inside that back zone for the goaltender to handle it. You can't be standing in that area and reach out and handle a puck. You can't do it. There's the area. You see one line over there, the far side, and the one on the near side. And those are 5 or 6 feet from the goal post. Some goaltenders can take the puck from behind the net, skate it in the front of the net, as long as you stay between that line and the goal post.
The amazing thing, John, you take away a couple of feet behind the net, how that has changed the offense in this league so far as they discuss what they're going to do about the lighting change here.
The referees there at center ice talking to the buildings people and trying to get an update as to exactly what the problem is, how long it will be or not be. We're worried about lighting here, obviously. Chief Ryan on the right, of course, he's got to make sure he's a security guy.
Well, while they discuss that, we'll discuss tickets, individual tickets for the Rangers-Devils game. Coming up next week, Thursday, October 13th, they're on sale now. Visit NewYorkRangers.com, the Garden box office, or call Ticketmaster at 212-307-7171. New team, new rules. The new era starts now.
You can tell it's a new team. This team works. Both referees, one went to each bench to explain things to the coaches. Now Van Massenhoven is talking to Lundqvist. I wonder if they're going to try to play with these lights dimmed like this. So he may be saying, listen, will you be able to see the puck? And he's looking around. Lundqvist is, and he goes, yeah, maybe he's talking Swedish to bail himself out of this thing. And at the other side, I don't know if they talked to Brodeur or not. Brodeur is over at the Devils bench leaning over the boards talking to his teammates.
For television purposes, you can see there's a dimmer look to the ice. On ice, where it's hard for us to say because we're up above it. But I got to believe there's some shadowy effect down there when you're missing some lights.
Lundqvist has gone back to his net. He doesn't seem to bother him too much yet. Now they may announce something to the audience. I don't know. Oh, they're maybe going to get on the phone too. In other words, yeah, Van Massenhoven now is at the timekeeper's box as Brodeur is talking to Larry Robinson, their head coach. They may be trying to call Toronto right now and explain to people that run the league in the offices there. May as well rest. Anyway,
needs a hassock over there. Someone put his feet up on it.
Talk to the people in Toronto and have them give an opinion. Ruchin has just left. To go to the locker room to get his skates repaired. So yeah, we've been officially told now. We just mentioned it that they are calling Toronto to figure out what they should do about the whole issue.
And looks like Brodeur's headed back to his net. 7:42 left in the second when we had a bit of a power hit here about 5-6 minutes ago, and now the officials, Don Van Massenhoven, trying to decide if they should let the players play on here for the remainder of this period and then work on it in the intermission.
How they're going to play? I like this. You know, you see baseball, guys throw the ball 94 miles an hour, and the pitchers throw it, and batters have to hit through shadows and things. Mind you, they get used to it. It's darker here, but the goalies, I guess, agreed, and here we go.
So the Rangers on the power play for 1:14, and that pass behind Raczynski by Straka really turned over. Rangers with a 2-1 lead. Raczynski's power play goal moments ago gave them that lead, and they're trying to add to it. Here's Jagr along the blue line to Rozsival, steps back away from Pandolfo, down in the corner to Raczynski. Raczynski harassed there by Malakoff. Now Straka. Back to Jagr. The Armor looking for something in the middle of the ice, but nothing there.
Straka sneaking in again. Yeah, 3 guys in front.
Back along the goal line, it's Raczynski. Jagr goes to the net. He tried to chip it in over Marty's shoulder. Brodeur.
Patient play by both teams. Patient.
Under 30 seconds left in the man advantage. Here's Nylander moving in on the backhand side. Couldn't get it off. Centered Raczynski. Trying to settle the puck down. That was kind of back in a passive box. Straka's shot almost got through.
Cleared away by Malakoff with just 5 seconds to go. So Langenbrunner, who got himself in trouble with the bad penalty, is going to be very happy here. His team got out of it.
Jagr into the offensive zone. Langenbrunner out of the box. 6-10 and another penalty. Let's see who it's going to be on.
It's going to be on Madden.
And they center it, and it's picked off by Langenbrunner, but the Devils are headed back to the penalty box.
You know, I just know that the players have been told, and we've talked about it on the air, if you have your stick parallel to the ice surface and into the player's body, you're going to get called. So Madden works here, but look at the stick. It's parallel with the ice, and it's into the player's body. If he kept the stick down and put his own body in front of Jagr, there wouldn't be a problem. That's been explained to the players, and they're going to call it. So he gets called. Rangers have done the same thing in the previous 2 games, and they've been called. Saved there on the deflection by Brodeur. Shots are 22-6, and the Rangers go on another power play.
At 13:53, Madden in for 2 minutes for hooking. And you know, John,
sorry, Mike, but they said, the league has said to the players, and they know this, if the stick is parallel to the ice and into a player's body, or above and into the player's body, you're going to get a penalty.
Well, old habits are hard to break sometimes, and I'm not making excuses by any means, but you're going to see these things happen. Guys like John Madden know better, but sometimes it's just second nature almost. So the Rangers have the power play, 1 for 5 tonight, 12 shots on. Did get a power play goal from Raczynski to give them this 2-1 lead. Gunnar Tuten trying to backhand it in front of the net. He chips it, kept it alive. Nice job. Peter Pruka picks it up. Leaves for Dominic Moore. Cross ice to Tuten. Now Hossa. Marcel moves in. Keeps it. Has it pinned against the side of the net.
He ran into the net with the puck, did Hossa. Moore has a power play goal. He scored it against Montreal the other night, late to tie that game.
Gionta comes out with a Tuten, knocks him off his skates with a nice check. And Mark Malik has the puck. Under a minute remaining in the man advantage. Jagr's in to Raczynski, who rips one. Glove save made by Brodeur, and he centers it all the way down the ice.
Raczynski has a very, very hard shot. And Brodeur made a good save and handled the rebound nicely.
There's Rozsival. Jagr trying to stick handle through the defense. Raczynski, Colin White clears it. And And 30 seconds and counting in the man advantage. Rangers have outshot New Jersey 23-6, leading 2-1. Nylander in, off the boards to Jágr. Jágr steps in, and the shot taken by Straka, the glove saved by Brodeur.
And Brodeur continues to play well. 1 goal against this period, and he's had 11 shots come his way, and the one that did beat him, it took a third rebound shot to get it past him. Rangers have 10 seconds to go on the power play. That was a power play shot, a simple save by Brodeur. So this is an important face-off here for both teams, Mike.
And the face-off win, and a shot quickly by Nylander. And that is blocked by Brodeur. 25 shots on goal by the Rangers. 23 saves. It ends up tied up against the boards. We'll be back. More Rangers Devils on MSG.
Here's a look at the Panasonic digital replay. Marcel Hossa will get the puck on the power play here. And the only problem is the net got in the way. He's still playing with it. Oh! The net doesn't move much.
Here comes Betts, who takes a shot in. Brodeur stops it. That is the rebound. 3:50 remaining. Betts again gets a shot in off the shoulder of Brodeur and up and over the glass.
The power play numbers officially are Rangers 1 for 6. That was the go-ahead goal by Ruchinski. And the Devils 0 for 1 in this game. And that was a short power play. It wasn't even a full 2 minutes. So what a difference that's been for the Rangers. Their team took 10 times shorthanded in game 1 in Philadelphia and 11 in game 2 against Montreal. The Rangers then had long talks with their team, and it's made a difference.
Well, the feeling coming in, John, and I know we were talking there with Tom Rennie, that playing 5-on-5, and you mentioned it, this team 5-on-5 has played very well.
Yeah.
Keep themselves out of the penalty box. Let's find out how well they can play.
We were told the lights are dimmed now because of a power surge due to the heavy weather outside, the rainstorm. And if you see watching your televisions, it looks a little darker than usual. That's why. Nice pass.
26-6, the shots on goal, and
Gionta was offside as he was tied up with Tootin on the near side.
we hope to talk with Zach Parise at the second intermission, the #1 pick of the New Jersey Devils, and already they're saying, hey, he could be better than Sidney Crosby.
His parents are here. JP played on Long Island, also Minnesota with the North Stars. And I saw a questionnaire that Zach filled out, and he credits his dad as the greatest influence he had, and that's saying the right thing.
That's right. We hope all your children have that same feeling about you. Certainly Zach has it. He's gotten off to a great start in the NHL for the New Jersey Devils. Here's Hossa.
Good play.
Ruchin Straka's shot is deflected by
Straka from the left side of the ice came across. The Rangers didn't make a pass through the middle. Turnovers happen when you move the puck through the middle. They bank the puck off the boards. Watch, on the left side of the ice, the Rangers have the puck, but instead of passing it through the middle, it's banked off the boards, and here comes Straka in behind everybody. Forces a face-off in the zone. That the Rangers worked at this morning for about a half hour on the ice. And what a difference it makes. You make passes through the middle, they get picked off by good teams like New Jersey, and the puck has gone the other way.
So the Devils have under 3 minutes remaining. Here's Gomez up the right wing, trying to hold and find some help. Strudwick lost it for the moment, and the shot got in on Lundqvist, but he stops it.
It was a shot by Gomez, and Lundqvist is keeping his concentration level right up where it has to be, even though he has had very, very little work. I think that's the first shot this game by Gomez, 7th by the Devils. He got the puck back here and reached for it and snapped it right into. No rebound, good save by Henrik Lundqvist.
6 shots in the period by the Devils. They had just 1 in the first, and they scored on that one from Victor Kozlov. Madden wins the faceoff. Puck slammed into the corner. Erik Rasmussen. Madden giving chase with Rozsival. Rozsival's been around the puck quite a bit tonight. He and Madden have been tangled up a few times. Colin White has it. Under 2.5 remaining in the second. Here's Rasmussen, Rozsival, Marek Malik. Able to keep
stick. Yeah, Malik's going to get one here, I think, with a stick. Yes, a hooking call. And you know, it's the same thing we were talking about earlier with Madden. When Malik went into his player, His stick was in the midsection, parallel with the ice, and then it came up. If your stick is in the midsection or pointing up, in other words, parallel or pointing up, you're going to get called. On Marshall, here comes the stick. It's in the midsection, then it's up. You have to skate, take the body, not use the stick. And that's what the officials, the league, have told the players and coaches. It's a tough habit to kill, but you have to get that out of your game or you're going to be called.
Well, he almost tried to keep his own balance the way he brought his stick up. Well, how many times have we seen that kind of play?
He used it for leverage. He used it for leverage, and that's, they want players to skate into people, not use your stick to hold people up.
Right.
Madden did it earlier on Yager, got called, and that time Malik did it on Marshall and got called.
It's impeding the progress of a player, and that cuts down on the offensive opportunities, and that's what the NHL is trying to get rid of. So the Devils have the man advantage with under 2 minutes remaining here, and a shot in on Lundqvist. He made a stop. It's loose, and I think he's got it in his pads. As the Devils crash the net.
Parise was in front, knocked the puck back down. What a play by Gionta at center ice. The pass was not on a stick blade, it was behind him, so he used his skate to redirect the puck across the ice to his teammate. That allowed the Devils into the zone. What a play. There's a shot. Zach Parise's right there. That wouldn't have counted. He knocked it down with his hand, but Lundqvist held on. Look at Gionta in the middle of the ice. Wham! Look at that play with his skate. What a play. Beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
And he directed it perfectly to his teammate's stick.
How about that? I love watching skill like that. That's great.
That's what the NHL's looking for, and they're getting it.
Now, Gionta takes the draw here. He's a right-hander. He's a winger, not a centerman. So they want him to draw the puck back. Betts beats it.
The Rangers won the face-off battle in the first period, 12-9. This puck comes loose, and it's cleared out nicely by Blair Betts, who's had a pretty good game for the Rangers tonight.
Well, really, who hasn't for the Rangers? They only lead 2-1. There's a minute and a half to go in the second period, but they've been the better club.
Here's Malakoff on the rush. Cross ice to Parise. Pulls up. Steps it back. Rafalski settles it down. Backhands it off the boards. Around the corner, Gionta. Trying to get it back out to Rafalski, but Ortmeyer broke that play up. Trying to clear it out. Can't do it. Rafalski along the line. Malakoff. Big shot. Deflects wide. Now the Devils holding Gionta, Rafalski. And Rafalski's wrister doesn't get through. It's picked off nicely by Rozsival. It clears it down the ice.
Rangers able to change all 4 players. No, 3 players. Strudwick had to stay on.
Kept in by Mogilny. Now circles. Try to flip around the boards. Back out to Rafalski. Now Gomez along the sideboards. Centered Mogilny. He fanned on it. Strudwick in the corner chopping away at it. Rangers can't come up with it. Now Strudwick and Kondrachev has it for the moment. Tried to get it around the boards. It ended up in the stands with 7 seconds left on the penalty.
On the penalty to Malik, probably their best penalty-killing defenseman. So he stands up in the box and gets ready to come out. Another big face-off then right here. Who will the Devils use this time? It looks like they have Gomez, but he's a left-hander. Yeah, he'll move in. He's already talked to Marshall as to what he wants to do.
So Dominic Moore will step in with Gomez.
Moore's a left-hander. He wants to draw it back into the corner. And then he's got Kasparaitis back there who can fire the puck hard around. Nope, puck goes the other way.
Devils able to keep it in. Kondrachev and the penalty over. Here comes Malik out of the box. Kondrachev holds, tried to find Moore. And Rangers offside.
Kondrachev is down because Marshall had him lined up and he heard the whistle and held up. And Kondrachev moved to his side, almost got freight trained. Oh, baby, that was close. 11 seconds to go in the period, that's all. Whistle has sounded, and whoa, just about. That's when you see your life flash right before you, man. 11 seconds to go in the second period.
He lost his balance just at the right time to avoid the hits.
Rangers, sorry, Mike, I was just going to say the Rangers with 13 shots in each of the first 2 periods.
Jason Ward, who had the first Ranger goal, chips it up into the Devil zone, and that'll end the second period. The goal by Martin Rucinski. The difference as the Rangers lead Martin Brodeur and the Devils 2-1 after 2. Tom Rennie headed to the dressing room as the Rangers survive a power outage of a few moments, play on, and have the lead at the end of 2 periods. Well, soccer fans, tonight on MSG Network, the Metro Stars continue their push for the playoffs as they take on DC United. You can catch the action tonight at 10:30 on MSG. So soccer a little bit later on. We're hoping to talk with Zach Parisi, who will be with us in a moment, the centerman of the New Jersey Devils. And the Rangers, John, out shooting the Devils in the first 2 periods, 26-8. And we are joined now by Zach Parisi, the centerman, born in Minneapolis and now here in the NHL. Zach, welcome to the league. Mike Crispino, John Davidson. These first 2 periods have found your team having to play a lot of defense against the Rangers rushing at you. What have you seen ice side, and why has that been happening?
Well, I think we're just getting ourselves in a lot of penalty trouble. I mean, it seems like we killed for 3/4 of that period, and we're just got to start skating and getting the puck past our defensemen. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hold the blue line, and we got to get it in behind them.
Zach, I was reading where you were able to skate with the North Stars back when they were the Minnesota North Stars at the old Met Center, and I was reading that you used to watch Mike Modano a lot. He now plays, of course, in Dallas. What did he do for you?
Well, he's just been, a great role model. I mean, growing up in Minnesota, he was the big guy, and every kid wanted to be Mike Modano when they were growing up, and it was pretty neat. I got the chance to play with him at the World Championships and finally meet him. He's a really nice guy.
Zach, you have a chance to play in front of your parents. I'm sure you've done that many times, but on the NHL level, it's kind of a bit of a new experience, isn't it?
It is. It's a little different, but I think my brother's more excited than both of them. I think he enjoys it a lot more than they do, I think.
Your dad looks nervous.
Your dad's keeping score, I think. He's got a little scorecard there. Well, hopefully it all works out. Thanks so much, Zach, for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, Zach Parisi of the New Jersey Devils, son of JP, back with more in a moment. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by Cablevision. Get the most New York sports in HD on IO Digital Cable Service from Cablevision. And by Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest. 2 on Rangers after 2, and a look at the upcoming schedule. The Devils don't play again until they come to Madison Square Garden on Thursday, but the Rangers have a trip to Washington on Monday. Columbus Day, it's a 1 o'clock affair. We'll have it for you on MSG Network. Then the Devils into the Garden on Thursday. The schedule brought to you by North Fork Bank. Atlanta on Saturday, all on MSG.
Hi again, everybody. Gary Apple back in our Madison Square Garden Network studios on this 12-game night in the National Hockey League. One of those games taking place at the Nassau Coliseum. Peter Laviolette, the former Islanders coach, bringing his Carolina Hurricanes to town. It was tied at 1 heading to the 3rd period. Shorthanded. Take a look at Sean Bates. Beautiful goal, putting the Islanders in front 3-1. That's where they are right now with about 4 minutes to go in the game out at the Coliseum. Much more to get to here on the Sports Desk. The latest now on the Yanks and the Angels. Rain, rain, go away. We're back after this. Welcome back. Both Joe Torre and Mike Scioscia have decided to stick with their original Game 4 starters, weather permitting. Sean Chacon will go for the Yankees. Jared Washburn for the Angels, 8:15 Sunday night after rain washed out Game 4 today. If the Yanks can force the 5th and deciding game, it will take place Monday. 3rd period's coming.
Second intermission continues from the Meadowlands. Mike Crispino, John Davidson on MSG, and the Rangers with a 2-1 lead.
Now they had the puck a lot again in the 2nd period. There's a shot that was shot wide by Straka. He was upset with himself. He talked to himself all the way back to the bench. Here you see Nylander moving the puck, and that one right off the forehead of Marty Brodeur. Never flinched one bit. This ends up being a goal. 1 shot, 2 shots, and finally Ruchinski was able to dump it up over top for the Rangers' power play goal. Ruchinski stayed out of traffic. The puck came to him, and he was able to move it up. That power play goal by Ruchinski is the go-ahead goal in this game through 2 periods of play.
Acrobatics by Martin Brodeur keeping his Devils team in, but the Rangers lead 2-1. New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by Canon, your source for document management. And by HIM, Health Plan of New York. Now that's HIM. 2-1 Rangers after 2 And a look at the scoring summary as Rucinski's goal in the second. The difference right now brought to you by Sprint together with Nextel. Rangers 13 shots on goal again in the second for 26. The penalty 7 total for the Devils, 3 for the Rangers, and Nylander and Straka had the assists on Rucinski's goal. And time for our trivia that John Davidson has the answer to. I'm just guessing a year. I don't know if I could even come close. I'm going to say 87.
Yeah.
B. That's what I'm going to
go with D, 1979. Remember the big Barry Beck trade?
Oh.
They were not the New Jersey Devils. They were the Colorado Rockies. It was a 5-for-1
deal. That's a trick question for someone like me.
Oh, the Connecticut kid couldn't get that one, huh? Oh, baby.
See if
Barry Beck, 5 players. Lucien, Deblois. There was a whole bunch of guys that went that way.
That's right. See if our producer Joe Whalen had warned me it was the Rockies, and I would have gotten that.
Here's a trade that happened today. A 5-player deal. That's a significant deal. Phoenix starting 0-2. Columbus has not won, so they acquired Mike Rupp, who played very well for the Devils during a playoff run. Jason Chimera, Cale Hulse, Jeff Sanderson, and Tim Jackman go the other way. Jeff Sanderson's been around. He even played for the Hartford Whalers.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Was that late 80s, I think?
Yeah,
so he's like 15 years in.
Fast skating forward. So here we go. Teams are at even strength. It's a 2-1 Ranger lead as we get into the third period.
And the faceoff won by the Devils. Rangers through 2 periods, 29-21 on faceoff, so they've had the advantage there. Langenbrunner chasing to the corner with Rucinski. As the puck drops it back for Pandolfo. Now they flip it to Madden, try to stuff it in. Lundqvist was there, got a little piece, and stick to the side.
Langenbrunner had a chance in the back end, couldn't quite find the puck. He was wide open.
Nylander banks it off the boards to Rucinski, who chipped it, but Malakoff will have possession, and up the boards come the Devils. So the Devils putting early pressure on in the second and third, and moving in Madden.
Offside.
But he's offside.
That was a good shift by Madden's line against the Rangers' #1 line. By the way, Yager has been held to 3 shots, all in the second period. Here's a look at the replay now. On the left side is where Langenbrunner is going to be. Look at him. Oh, and he couldn't. The puck must have been spinning. Really spinning like a billiards ball, and went right off his stick blade and just spun right off the blade and wide. Larry Robinson, you know, you read a lot about this team, the Devils. Larry Robinson is very well respected. And while we have a second, we should also say hello to Pat Burns, who's battling.
Steal, Gionta shot wide, and a backhander stopped by Lundqvist. Rafalski in, but his shot stopped by Straka. Rafalski stays after it though. Down along the boards, Ruchin tried to chip it out of the zone, can't do it. So Martin Straka, and a penalty call. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Roosevelt, there was an interference play. He picked Parise, and Parise went into him and really got involved in a spin, but you just can't pick. Roosevelt, it's an instinct play. You're trying to help your teammate, but you can't do it. 2 good shifts in a row for the Devils to start the third. Watch Parise. He's going to chase down Straka here. He's going to chase him down. Now he can't get there because he gets picked off. You just can't do it. Don't even think about it.
Roosevelt knew he did it, I think, as soon as he hit the ice. So the Devils, with their 4th opportunity, with a man advantage here, go with Mogilny or Rafalski. And the Rangers fire it out of the zone. Interference by Roosevelt, just 10 in and moving in. Dominic Moore couldn't keep possession. Short had an opportunity. Mogilny up the left wing with some nifty moves, but Dominic Moore took it away from him. So the Rangers, young players impressing early in this season, seem to be young players that Tom Rennie and the coaching staff can trust. Penalties and all kinds of situations.
Well, you have to find out early if you can trust these guys. You just have to. So give them some confidence early in the season, and then they start growing, and they grow quicker.
Gilney has it along the boards. Fires cross ice. Ortmeyer intercepts, and he fires it down on Brodeur.
Pittsburgh's beating Boston 6-4. And Crosby, the young phenom, has a goal and 2 assists.
Pittsburgh looking for their first win of the season as that puck centered toward the net. All Martin with it. Cross ice to Rafalski. Along the right boards, Gomez. Crowd getting NC. In the slot, Mogilny shot. Lundqvist stopped it, and he scored! A rebounder got behind Lundqvist to tie the game.
I think Lundqvist thought he had it. And the puck must have been sitting down to the side. The Devils drove to the net and somebody chipped it over. It may be Martin. Martin's had a couple of good power play assists already this season. It might be Mogilny. Now there's Marshall in front. Here's the shot. Puck trips down. Oh, and Martin was right there. As soon as Lundqvist moved, the puck was dislodged. He moved his right foot. And for some reason, the puck was maybe even sitting on his pad. And Martin smartly went there and chipped it over the line. We're tied at 2 as the Devils get a power play goal.
Paul Martin has tied it up just 2.5 minutes in here to the third period. Rangers have led 1-0, led 2-1, and now we're tied for the second time. First of 8 meetings between these two. They'll be back at it at the Garden next week on Thursday. John Madden along the boards, and that woke up the Devils fans. Here's Yager. Cross ice to Toot. Wachinski behind the net. Trying to center. Leaves for Nylander. Gets hooked. Trying to stuff it.
Good play by Brodeur there.
Colin White pins Yager, and they clear the puck. Eric Malik back for it.
Montreal wins tonight in Toronto. They open the season with 3 wins on the road. Their win was 5-4. We're seeing some goal scoring.
St. Louis has 5 goals tonight, leading 5-2 in their game. That's intercepted by Straka.
Atlanta hammering Washington 7-1. Rangers' next game will be in Washington Monday afternoon.
Here's Rozovol. Gilney gets credit for the goal. Scotty Gomez got an assist. And Brian Rafalski the other assist. Here's Ruchin trying to lead Rohosa. Play broken up by Breland. Back comes Mogilny with great speed. Gomez pulls up, trying to center, no one there. Marcel Hossa tied up Breland for the moment.
Breland's strong on his skates. Strong, he's got great balance.
Along the left boards. Kondrachev broke that up. Chipped back to center ice. Rafalski has it. The goal by Mogilny. Back with the Devils again after the tour of Toronto. Puck ends up toward the net. Kondrachev controls it. Here come the Devils. And a shot in on Lundqvist. They go hard to the net, but he hangs on.
Parise driving to the net for the second time. The Devils last night were not happy with the Flyers the way they drove to the net, but you know what? You got to drive to the net. That's the name of the game. Here's Breland. Look at his strength. Post is on him, and he's strong. Breland kept his balance. Puck kept in, and Parise, he goes right to the net here. Drives, looks for the puck, and gets hammered down. That's hockey. The Flyers last night drove to the net. That's hockey. Right there, the Devils drove to the net. You know what? That's hockey. It's a lot easier to play with traffic around the net than it was 20 years ago, I can tell you that. Just have Chico Resch next to us, or myself, or anybody who played back then.
A lot of that interference going on.
Shots are a lot harder today, but there was a lot more traffic then. And I don't think it was out of the ordinary, and I don't think this is here when people drive to the net. You got to make life a little tough for goalkeepers.
Well, here's my question, John. The defensemen are told now that you can't be routing guys out of there as often.
Well,
so what do?
You can't cross-check them down, but you can shove them and be strong and get body position, lift their sticks, things like that.
Just can't cross-check.
The Rangers not going through the neutral zone here nearly as well as they did the first 2 periods. The Devils have had the puck in the Rangers zone a lot more here in the third than they did the first 2.
Tootin try to get it out of the zone. It ends up in the Ranger bench. So the face-off in the Ranger zone. 15:27 remaining to be played in a 2-2 game. Should it be tied at the end of this period, it's overtime. Should it be tied at the end of the overtime, it's a shootout. So let's see what happens. Long way to go.
Perry Pern, the assistant coach, talking to Rosenwald. The coaching staff for the Rangers, very good. All together, the players, and talking to them, they have a great deal of respect for him.
Time an elbow by Dan McGillis. Knocked Dominic Moore down. No call there.
That's hockey.
Oh, and another big hit by Rasmussen. Peter Puka, welcome to the NHL.
Rasmussen only 6 shifts through the first 2 periods. That's the first big check that he's thrown. That was a big one, too. The Devils coming alive and their fans coming alive.
Getting physical, definitely, in this third period. And they're taking the Rangers down, and a penalty whistled.
Ortmeyer was knocked down. It may have been a cross-check. I thought it was more of a shove.
And that's what it looks like.
Cross-check call. Rangers have a chance now to get the momentum back a little bit. Ortmeyer, Pruka, and I don't think Nylander came on late, but that shift by that line got their team going. Right and high in the slot. You're going to see the shove there, right down the ice. The puck was in the corner. That's why the call was made. Here's Pruka getting hit hard by Rasmussen. Good hit there. Yowzer. Here's, I think that's Marshall with a pretty good hit. So Pruka got involved. He takes hits. He's a tough little guy. And he hasn't had a lot of shifts in the game, but he helped draw a penalty.
Pruka with 4 shifts in the first 2 periods. Rachev with 7. Roosevelt, and the puck is knocked out of the zone. Good play there by Jay Pandolfo. Straka back on the power play along with Rachitsky. Nylander, Roosevelt fires it down behind Martin Brodeur. Catches that bouncing puck, trying to get it out of the zone, able to do it. So Marty, his mobility's been limited by the rules of this 2005 NHL season, able to lift the puck outside. Minute and a half left and the man advantage to the Rangers. Nylander tried to center Jagr.
Offside.
And an offside call.
You know, Marty Straka is playing the blue line on the power play. In other words, the point on the power play for the Rangers. Never played that position as a kid. But in some of his early years when he was playing in Pittsburgh, Eddie Johnson was their coach, the old Boston Bruin netminder. And he decided that Straka would be a good candidate to play the point on the power play. So that's where it all started for him. Now, if you ever want to make trades, you look at players and you say, okay, what can he do? He can play center, he can play the wing, he can play the point in the power play. It's a nice package. He's not one-dimensional, in other words. And he's a pretty good finisher.
Now, Straka has been around a while in this league. The Rangers picked him up. He's giving them a good lift to start the season. Roosevelt the play. Now here's Straka. Posting along the boards, looking to center, and off Malakoff's skate, and a shot by Rachitsky, and Brodeur right there.
Rolling puck, and Brodeur moved out. Didn't stay deep. He moved out, and Rachitsky fired it right into him. Not a real hard shot, but more smart goaltending than anything else. Puck jumps right back from Malakoff, right to Rachitsky, and it was a rolling puck. See where Brodeur is? He's about 2 feet above the goal crease. And White, he's got the ill humor going. He's been nasty around the net. That's the way it's supposed to be.
All right, Rachitsky 5 shots on goal. Now they win the faceoff. Back to Malik. Try to roll it around the boards to Ruchin. Jason Ward, who has a goal in this game, and the Devils come up with it. John Madden fires it down at Lundqvist. The rebound comes out long. Ruchin there to pick it up. So 38 seconds left in the man advantage. 2-2 game. Just about 7 minutes in here to the 3rd period.
Jason Ward moves up from the 3rd line to play the power play. Straka would normally be on this line, but remember, he played the point as the Rangers used 4 forwards on the first unit. So they need somebody from the other 2 lines to move up, and Ward gets the call.
Devils make a change in their unit. Madden goes off, Breland on, Langenbrunner in. Trying to get a shot off, Lundqvist made the stop. Just 5 seconds left in the man advantage. See if the Rangers can get into the zone, and Jagr does. Try to make a move. Try to center it. Picked off by Langenbrunner.
He was played pretty well by Malakoff. They were teammates, so were they?
That's a good question.
Now, Malakoff went to the trade deadline to Philadelphia last year, and Jagr came over. I can't remember the exact date. If they were, it wasn't for very many games.
Here's Nylander. Moving in, he's got Rachitsky in the slot for the moment, pulls back. Stepping up and offside. He got outside the blue line. 2-2 tie.
Jagr's a right winger, but this time he's on the left side, and Malakoff played him perfectly. Good play. And then here you're going to see Langenbrunner. He gets forced to the outside by Kadrachev and Malik. Easy save for Lundqvist. Players are... Whoa.
Steal by Mogilny. Moves around. Moves in. And Lundqvist did a great job of cutting the angle down and made the save.
Well, he closed everything. He closed the hole between the legs. Got the arms against the body. What a move on Kadrachev by Mogilny. My goodness, that was some deke.
Yes, it was. Here comes Martin. Losing down the right wing. The backhander wide. Rebound loose. kept in. McGillney fired, but gloved by Lundqvist.
McGillney has that knack for hitting the net with bad angle slap shots off the pass.
Did it last
In other
night,
words,
right?
yeah, and he scored in Philadelphia on a power play. Watch this move. Strudwick's up ice, so Kondrachev is there. He gives the puck away, and he goes back at goodbye.
Whoa.
Oh, nice knowing you. And then there you see Lundqvist close everything off. Arms to the body, legs closed. This is a big rebound, but Rangers cleared it. That was Martin, the defenseman, who moved in. He's pretty good with offense. As we have a face-off now, Rangers zone.
Martin has 4 assists on the season.
The only negative for Parise is he's had a tough time on face-offs in this game.
Yeah, 1 and 7
Through 2 periods.
through 2 periods. Lot to learn. Young player. It's one of those tricks of the trade. With experience, you know he'll pick it up. Malik and the Rangers can't control it. Gianta fired behind the net. Here's Hossa. Backhands it. Out of the zone and off the boards. 11-11 remaining in a 2-2 tie. Power play goal by the Devils, knotting it up. Here's Hossa. Taking off the puck by Matvichuk right in front of the Devils zone. Double teamed there by Gianta, and they clear the zone. Razumov and Gianta go after it. The Rangers come up with it.
Rangers not getting the puck deep like they did in the first 2 periods. And the Devils, they can turn it from defense to offense. You saw Mogilny a few moments ago.
Here's Ortmeyer. Nice pass to Moore. Right wing shot, and it might have rung it off the post.
It did. It hit the post.
That one came from Pruka. Looked like another shot wide.
Pruka scored on Brodeur during an exhibition game with a brilliant shot, and he almost did it again there.
So we remain tied at 2. Puck comes loose. Kasparaitis. Now Ortmeyer with a big hit. He ran right into Viktor Kozlov. Kozlov went down. Dominic Moore banks it off the boards and in the stick of Gomez, who wraps it around. Ortmeyer getting after it with Kozlov. Puck picked up by Mogilny. Tried to center Gomez. Didn't get through. Kozlov again. Short angle, that wide. Gomez hit by Kasparaitis against the boards. Stick stayed down. No calls there. And interception by Raczynski. Raczynski down the right wing. Pulls up. Right to center. Jágr behind the net. Can't get a shot off. Nice job by John Madden.
Yeah, they're keeping Jágr to the outside.
Rachev just banks it into the center ice area. And Nylander has it. Madden down the right wing and a chase with Lundqvist, but Lundqvist out to make the play. Jágr back the other way with Raczynski. Along the left boards of the offensive zone. Raczynski, high shot, stopped by Brodeur.
White finished his check again. Lundqvist works every day in practice at handling the puck and moving it. He's a European. He doesn't do it a lot, but he's worked at it.
Langenbrunner and Madden centering shot. Kicked wide by Pandolfo off his skate. Shots are now 28-17. They were once 26-6, the Rangers.
Rangers with 1 shot here in the 3rd period.
Here's Martin. Fires in. Lundqvist with a nice kick save of the pad. So the Devils taking it to the Rangers right now. Here in the 3rd. Langenbrunner.
Actually, 11-2 the shots here in the 3rd. Raczynski just registered the Rangers' 2nd one. Oh, there's a hit. Hallwig on Martin.
Hallwig's going to get called, I think.
And then Matt nailed his guy, and they were going after Hallwig. Martin, very slow getting up, is now up, but he's bent over. Hallwig's going to get a charging penalty here, I think. The player didn't have the puck.
We'll be back. The Devils with the man advantage.
A boarding call on Hallwig. He moves into Martin after he'd handled the puck, and boom. And then John Madden got away with one right after. Hallwig's called. Madden dropped Ward right down to the ice there, and he got away with that one. So the Devils are on the power play. Rangers shorthanded.
8:10 left in the 3rd period of a 2-2 game. Mogilny's goal had tied it up, and Rafalski with it. Malakoff ran into Ortmeyer there at the red line. Both players went down. Rafalski has it now at the point. Down deep in the corner to McGillney. Tried to center. Knocked down by Malik. Wrapped around the boards and out. Nice job there by Razumov. It's over in Atlanta. They won 8-1 tonight over Washington.
That's a back-to-back thrashing. of the Washington Capitals.
And Ottawa
Man.
shut out Buffalo has been impressive. 5-0 Ottawa tonight in Ottawa.
A little bit of goal scoring, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
San Jose may start 0-3. They're down 5-3 in St. Louis. All 3 games for them would be on the road. I thought San Jose would have a great year, and they still might. It's early, but boy, oh boy.
Been interesting. Montreal with that great start on the road, 3 wins.
Yeah.
They're tough to come by. We know that. They got 3 of them. Late game wins in Boston and New York. Here's Gomez centering. Nice shot by Marshall, and it's stopped by Lundqvist. Mogilny has it back. 35 seconds left in the man advantage. Now Mogilny spins. Hands to Gomez. Out of the point, it's Martin. Doesn't take the shot. Instead, flipped to the corner. Mogilny comes up with it behind the goal line in the corner, backs it up. That's to Martin. 15 seconds. Mogilny shot through a screen and sticked aside by Kasparaitis, and he can't clear it.
Well, Martin did a good job.
Still can't clear it. And finally, the Rangers.
That's Tootin. That could be a penalty.
Let's see. I don't know if they're going
He
to call
flipped
it.
the puck, and I don't know if it went off somebody. Oh, that's a penalty.
Oh, they're going to call it.
Yep, and he's looking back to see. He goes over the bench. That was, it's in the rule book. That was kind of an accidental play. He just wanted to flip the puck up from along the boards. And the last thing he wanted to do was throw it in the stands. This is what the negative part was on this. If defensemen throw the puck into the stands on purpose, it should be a penalty. But sometimes when it's accidental, like he's going to go along the boards here and try to, and he got hit at the time when he was flipping it. That's where people will phone and complain about the rule. There was a good save earlier by Lundqvist through traffic right there. The Devils get another chance in the power play. That's a black and white rule. Tootin flipped the puck over the glass into the stands. It's a penalty.
Yeah.
He didn't do it on purpose. He got hit at the time that he was moving it, and that creates some discussion about the penalty.
Gionta in, and he shot it high over the crossbar. Well, that's the problem. You have to, call the play the way it's supposed to be called. You can't leave it subjectively to the
But what's
officials,
happened
right?
over the years is defensemen have fired the puck into the stands to get a rest and never been given penalties. Only goalies were.
Yeah.
And so they took advantage of a situation which in turn eventually gets overturned, and now it's maybe not fair to them, but they're the ones that invited the change of the rule.
Instead of trying to clear it out, you got to hang on a little longer.
Remember, goalies used to fire the puck
Oh,
over the glass and
absolutely.
not take penalties. Then they changed that rule because they took advantage of it.
Along the goal line, here's Parise. He and Gionta there. Now Kozlov has got a goal in this game. Back to Rafalski. On the corner to Kozlov, being harassed. Out to Malakoff at the point. Throws it deflected by Gionta, but wide.
Gianta's always around the net.
And that one up into the screen. Let's see. They'll face it off in the Ranger zone.
Gionta got nailed by,
Kasparaitis.
well, Gionta got nailed by Kasparaitis, so Gionta went back to him. Nothing happens as it's a 2-2 game with 5:20 to go. There's still 52 seconds on the Feder Tootin minor penalty. And Mogilny gets back on the ice with Gomez again. And this whole thing, all this stuff started when Martin was nailed by Hallwig. He looked to be hurt, but he's back now for his second shift on the power play. The big unit on the ice right now for the Devils.
Gomez and Moore on the faceoff. Devils win it back to Martin. Now Gomez. It's about shooting, goes cross ice, and a big shot gets through to Lundqvist, but he makes the stop on McGillis.
Gomez looked down at Mogilny, and they're now having a discussion as to why Gomez didn't pass it to him. Instead, Gomez went to the other defenseman, and they took the shot. McGillis did. And Lundqvist's job there was not to allow a rebound, which he didn't. Otherwise, there would have been Devils all over it. So here's Gomez. Down to the left, you can't see him as Mogilny. And he wanted the puck, so he and Gomez had a discussion after the whistle.
Devils won the faceoff, but the Rangers get possession and able to clear it out with 35 seconds left on the power play. Parise with it. Gomez on ice. Mogilny along with Grant Marshall. And Mogilny cruising through the slot, nearly came up with it, but the Rangers broke the play up. Jason Ward giving chase. Paul Martin, and one more chance here for the Devils with 10 seconds left on the power play. Gomez pulls up. Cross ice, big slapper, but just a piece of it by Grant Marshall and Strudwick. As Tootin is out of the box. One shot in on Lundqvist, though, and he kicks that aside.
Well, the Rangers, a lot of time penalty killing, and they needed it, and they got it. Just 4:15 to go in the third period. They got the goaltending they needed. They got the penalty killing they needed.
And the penalty killers have been sharp in the first 3 games of the season. It had to be. They've been in the box an awful lot. Here are the Devils, and offside waved off as Madden fired it off the glass.
I think Pandolfo got back onside. He made a terrific play to get back onside.
Here's Nylander out with Raczynski. A possible 3-on-2. Jágr in the play. Now Jágr moves up. Can't get a shot off. Raczynski keeps possession. Nylander.
Penalty.
Malik. Malik got a shot gloved by Brodeur.
Power play Rangers with 3:43 to go in the third period. What a save. Langerbrunner in the box. Jágr's about to shoot. Watch a stick go right into the hands there and stop him from getting the clean shot. That's all it takes. Stick was parallel to the ice. It was into the body. The stick stopped the shot, not the skater. So Langerbrunner's in the box.
Nylander won the faceoff. Back to Straka. Got it there with his skate. Rozsival at one point. Flipping along the boards to Jágr. They keep it moving to Nylander. 3.5 remaining. The Rangers with the power play. In a 2-2 tie. Straka. Now Nylander. What about shooting? Holds it. Fires back to Straka. He miscued. And now here comes Madden. Lundqvist out of the net though. And banks it up the boards. Rangers keep it. Raczynski. Into the offensive zone. Big shot. Brodeur made the stop. Kept alive. And another glove save on Jágr.
White threw the puck away. Jágr snapped it quickly, and Brodeur has now made 2 great glove saves here in the last minute or so. One on Malik, this time on Jágr. Lundqvist made a nice play to keep the puck out of the zone, or Madden would have had a partial break. Hard shot here, and the Devils thought Brodeur was going to keep it. Instead, he didn't, so White had to throw it blind, and Jágr looks up to the sky, and he can't believe the save that's made. Earlier, Malik with the shot. That's the other glove save we were talking about, is Marty Brodeur is very adamant at showing him making the save. That's great goal. See, he's talking with White there. White thought that Brodeur was going to cover the puck up. He didn't, so White threw it blind, and Brodeur made the great save. Rangers called timeout because the Jágr line was on the ice when the penalty was called. There was a TV timeout. They started the power play. Now there's a whistle with 1:23 to go. They used their timeout to rest their big unit to get them ready to go back and attempt to score on their power play.
Monday on MSG Network, Jágr leads the Rangers into D.C. back to play his former team to battle the Capitals. Tune in at 12:30 for Rangers game night. Then the puck drops at 1 Monday on MSG. So matinee, John, in Washington. That's next up for the Rangers.
Glad to make those Tommy Bahama shirts big. I have a few.
Yeah, they look good on you. You use those on a golf course too.
Here we go, Madden Nylander.
And Nylander cannot win it. White comes up with it. Now Pandolfo in the corner. Skates it up the boards and flips it down the ice. Minute 10 remaining in the man advantage. Rozsival back for it. Carries into center ice area. Gives to Nylander. Out of Straka. Moving in. Straka banks it off the boards. Brodeur couldn't come up with it. Raczynski does. Now he and Jágr. Jágr along the boards outside the circle.
There's bigger end zones by 4 feet. You can't go chase the penalty unless they lose control. But it gives you more time to set power play plays up.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can really feel that the defense has to lay back. Kind of back into where the goaltender is. Here's Jágr. Quick shot in. Oh, he had Straka open. Centers to Nylander. Now Nylander turns and fires. It got through, but Brodeur clipped it at the very end and saves it.
Hangs on. No rebound again. You know, the 2 best I ever saw with power plays and setting up plays, one was the Red Army team. Larionov and Fetisov and all those guys. That shot didn't get through. Here's the good catching glove. The save on the right side is Straka's shot that Brodeur held on with Jágr looking for the rebound. The other was Badger Bob Johnson, who coached the Calgary Flames after all those years in Wisconsin. He was unreal at setting up power plays, and if he would have had this much room to set up plays, with Al McInnes shooting the puck, and Kent Nilsson there, and Håkan Loob, and all those guys with the Calgary Flames back then, they did win a cup, but he would have been something.
Devils have outshot the Rangers 16-6 in the period to get back and tie it. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Here's Kasparaitis being chased down by Rayon, and they'll get one more rush at it. Up the boards too. Knocked down center ice, now clipped over to Peter Prukas, making his NHL debut tonight. Played pretty well. And that'll wrap up the power play opportunity for the Rangers. Lundqvist banks it up the boards. Hossa giving chase.
No icing.
Hossa comes up with it. Now he centers, moving in, Betts, but he couldn't get a piece
He
of
was
it.
thinking about shooting before he had control. 3-on-2 the other way.
Gomez, Breland tried to redirect. Didn't connect. Kept in.
Oh,
And a shot by Malakoff, saved by Lundqvist. Breland along the boards. Marek Malik comes up with it. And the Rangers out of the zone.
that Malakoff shot was a good one, and that caught the catching glove. It hit the cuff, I think, of Lundqvist's glove.
Final minute of play in regulation. We're tied at 2. Here's Malakoff moving in. And they stop the shot attempt. Dominic Moore, Jason Ward. Back it comes to Matvichuk. Moore moving in on the check. Tags up, heads back down into the offensive zone, but the Devils have it. And Rafalski. Along the boards, Jágr. 30 seconds left in regulation. Kasparaitis gives chase.
Devils are offside. They tag up. Everything's okay. On we go.
Another good rule instituted by the league. Here's Jágr speeding down the left wing. Has the puck. Matvichuk takes him off it, though. Nylander comes up with it. Now Nylander, seconds remaining, misses. Rebound, can't get it, can't come up with it. Chipped ahead, and the Rangers are offside with 4.9 seconds remaining.
So this will be the Rangers' second straight overtime game, losing their last one to Montreal. And for the Devils, they played last night, lost 5-2, and it looks like to be overtime for them. There's a little play that didn't work at that point in time, but Malakoff shot right there. I mean, that was some shot. He only took a stick back about a foot and ripped it, and Lundqvist made, I thought that was a terrific save, even though it's from the blue line. 4.9 to go before we go 4-on-4 overtime.
Well, Larry Robinson's been singing the praises of Malakoff since preseason. Likes his work. Rangers win the face-off. They get a shot on Marty Brodeur, who gloves it, and we are going to overtime here in the Meadowlands. 32-25 the shots. The Rangers back for 4-on-4 overtime. It's 2-2. Tom Running and the Rangers
He's working
headed to overtime.
with Mike Polino there, figuring out their combinations for the overtime. A newer Ranger, Marcel Hossa, moves in on White there. White's a strong defenseman, but Hossa's just, he's another one of the kids for the Rangers who can skate and is really strong. Here's another look at that Malakoff shot. A short backhand. Look at the traffic. And Lundqvist, that didn't catch him in the catching glove. Caught him on the cuff of his catching glove, just up above his thumb. I mean, that was going, I mean, that was a good shot. So Tom Rennie, Mike Polino get ready for their combinations. Also Perry Pern on their bench. And then on the other side, John McLean works with Larry Robinson, the head coach, along with Jacques Laperriere, who was a great NHL defenseman with Montreal Canadiens. So here we go as they get ready. 5 minutes, and if there's no scoring, guess what?
Shootouts.
Yeah.
Well,
There will be an end. There will be one team earning another point. They each get one. One team will get the second before we leave the arena.
and no more of those columns, John, that you can't figure out in the standings in the morning when you wake up. It's obvious. You win, you lose, or it's an overtime.
You're thinking
loss.
tennis, that's why. Oh.
Rangers with a steal. Jágr moves in, and Brodeur sticks it aside.
They took the puck from Malakoff, and then White made a great play.
White checks Nylander off the puck. Moving in Malik, and they cannot keep it in. Back to get it Rozsival. So 4-on-4, 5 minutes in a 2-2 game. Rozsival lost his stick. Picked up by Madden.
Devils were changing, though. Everybody else was not even to center ice. Madden was on his own.
That could have been a problem for the Rangers. Here's Strakas. Malik heads to the bench. Kasparaitis out. Better Tutin. Ruchinski.
Interesting, the Devils don't play Gomez with Mogilny. They have Kozlov with Mogilny.
Straka in to pick up the loose puck along the boards. Gives to Tutin on the point. He just flips it in. Brodeur made the save. And then another one. Puck is loose. And now he sits on it.
Ruchinski had the shot. There was a rebound. Tutin made a nice play. Just a wrist shot to the net. Rebound there. And Ruchinski did get the rebound shot. Wrist shot by Tutin. Rebound. Ruchinski starts to battle. And he got the shot. Matvichuk had been all over him, but he fell down, and Ruchinski showed some strength. Brodeur's down, but the upper portion of his body is up. Here's the 2-on-1. Yager tries to fool White. He bailed out Malakoff on that play, his defense partner.
They're doing a nice job with his stick there to save the game.
Gomez and Giunta. Gomez not as quick as Giunta. He'll try to find him. Giunta can fly.
Kasparaitis along the sideboard over to Ruchin. Better Tootin moving in, couldn't get control of it. 3:45 left in overtime. On the blue line, Hossa met there by Rafalski. Kept it alive though. Found Ruchin. Ruchin chasing in with McGillis. He's pinned against the boards. Come up with by the Rangers. Hossa was cruising in, had a chance at it, but play broken up. Back to Kasparaitis. Marcel Hossa.
The young players are playing well. Tootin with another good shift. A young player for the Rangers. Hossa's young. Kondrachev on the ice right now. He's a kid.
Early 20s. The Rangers. Here's Breland in on Kondrachev, and a nice job to stick check it away. Breland comes up with it again, though, and he had Langenbrunner right in front of the net.
See Breland keep his balance again, Mike. Yeah, unbelievable. He's hard to knock down, and he's not a big guy.
He's not. Rangers avoid the Breland attack. Puck just flipped into center ice. Colin White comes up with it. Madden back on. Langenbrunner with him. Along with Malakoff. Here's Madden charging in. Lundqvist in to stick it aside.
See, Madden knew with these new rules he could split the defense without being held up. He tried the play. And he was trying to draw a penalty or else just dart through. With these new rules, you can't grab a guy anymore or hook him down.
Yager from Nylander now moving in. Colin White in on him. Checks it away from him. Back outside it comes. Up down low to Nylander. Nylander being held down there by Malakoff.
Yeah, Nylander moved into Malakoff though.
Here comes Madden now. Down the right wing. Moves in. Shoots on Lundqvist. Stick to the side. Back come the Rangers. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Roosevelt had a good day. Put the backhander in on Brodeur. 34-26. The shots on goal. Center ice Kozlov. He's got a goal already. Big shot. High over the crossbar. Stays with it. Try to center. He does. And a shot and a goal! Rafalski wins it in overtime. Off a nice set-off from Kozlov. And the Devils have an extra point.
That's a great shot. The initial shot missed the net. And Kozlov recovered, got to the puck, and he saw Rafalski moving down. And the Devils had a good third period to tie it up and found a way to win it in overtime. The Rangers, who were brilliant for two players, could not put the game away. This shot's high and wide. But Kozlov kept going. You can't hold him up. He finds Rafalski. Snapper. The wrist shot beats Lundqvist. Lundqvist had been down, so he was getting up at the time of the shot. He expected Kozlov to try a wraparound. And see how he's down? Now he's got to get up, and by the time he got up, he was deep. And when you're deep, Rafalski could beat him. Great shot by the defenseman. For the Devils, they get a couple of goals from defensemen. Martin got one, and Rafalski got one, but there was the best player on the ice. He saved the Devils through 2 periods, much like he did the other night against Pittsburgh. And he's the Devils' best player.
Yes, he is. The Oppenheimer Funds Team Contributor Award to Martin Brodeur. 33 saves. Keeps that unbeaten streak alive against the Rangers. It's now 17 games. Devils 3-2. Devils 3-2 in overtime on a goal by Brian Rafalski. The goal of the game brought to you by smooth and refreshing Bud Light. Great taste for great times.
4-on-4 overtime. This shot deflects high and wide. Now watch the goaltender. He thinks there's going to be a wraparound. There isn't. And all of a sudden Rafalski's there. Good shot. You know, I wonder if Lundqvist thought the puck was outside of the trapezoid and he didn't go handle it.
That's what I thought.
And so he had to stay in there and he couldn't handle the puck. It led to a goal by the Devils.
And the Devils come back from 1-goal deficits twice and win it in overtime by a final of 3-2. Join us on Monday afternoon at 1 on MSG. The Rangers visit the Capitals. Rangers Game Night leads off the coverage at 12:30. Stay tuned now for MSG Sports Desk, presented by Toyota. John Giannone in the studio in New York. It's all coming up right here on MSG Network. For John Davidson and the rest of our MSG crew, this is Mike Crispino saying good night from the Meadowlands. Devils win it 3-2.